focus, the darker it seems.
Just a little suspicious. Like I remember so I'm gonna do it just
Welcome everyone, I'm Hail Monkey Man, and I'm joined today by a couple of studs that have been able to hang out with us for a long time. Say welcome to J-Rod and Lynx G. J-Rod, Lynx G just made the jump from the dreaded land of consoles over to the land of the master race of PCs. How are you doing today, guys?
Doing good. My wallet's hurting.
Is it?
It's really hurting.
You feeling the squeeze now? Hey, but you know what? It takes a little bit to make that jump. So I believed in you. You guys can make it across the land of console, and I think we've all been there before. We all started with that Atari. We all started with a Super Nintendo. Had to really, dig into Daddy's wallets, kind of do some things we regret, and we're here now though. So J-Rod's gonna be casting alongside me. We got Lynx G in the chat to provide a little bit of stats. So today we have a couple of matches, 3 matches in fact, all for the Vanguard League. It's going to be the Casuals versus the Nova up first, followed by the Mob versus the Ninjas, and then the Knights versus the Thunderbirds. J-Rod, so we up on deck with the Nova and the Casuals, and just so everyone knows, J-Rod is both the GM and the Vanguard captain of the Tsunami, and they are 2-0 right now. Telling me about the fat L's that didn't happen, except for that they served to their opponents. So give me a little rundown as to how you're feeling about your season right now.
So far so good. I think that, coming into week 1, we definitely wanted to make an exclamation mark saying, we're here. But we do have some tough matchups coming up, and I think I'm just excited for the challenge, and I think that all my teammates I think we're going to step up and be ready for it.
Hey, I'm proud of you. Lynx G, did you think you guys were going to be doing as good as you were to this moment?
I mean, we have team chemistry, as everybody knows, that we're all friends within our group. So it's just a matter of how much that we gel. I mean, there's definitely tough teams and a lot of good teams. So, I mean, just a week by week thing.
All right.
Match by match.
You guys have finished out a fantastic 2-0 outside of division. Next week, going to be starting in division because week 2 is when everything gets a little more serious. And we've already had all our off-stream matches decided. Quite a few of these guys already had all of their pre-stream or matches going on. And so if we take a look at the little standings right now, the Casuals sitting at 0-1, and the Nova also sitting at 0-1. This is their final cross-division matchup leading into actual divisions, and both looking for a win to kind of give themselves a little bit of posture, but only one of them will actually come out even 500. If we look at the rosters for both these groups, it is Venom, HV Buddy, and Turnip, or Tossing Turnip as he likes to be called, versus Fantix, Cricket, and Seabolts. Who do you give the advantage to in this one, J-Rod?
I haven't seen the Nova play. I've had the liberty of playing the Casuals. I think it's going to be a close series. I think it's going to go to 5. I think that HV Buddy's just going to be a little too much, though, for Nova.
Ooh, I kind of agree with that. He is very much one of their key weapons that comes with the Casuals. A little bit lacking in the way of full chemistry. I've seen them wanting to get a little bit more practice in. Obviously, I'm the GM of the Casuals this season, took on that fun role. But Cricket and Seabolt, I think Fantix as long as he can kind of get over his defensive miscues, will do very well. But Cricket coming in as a hot take from the Challenger League. He may be seen in the game as B Hackett. It depends on really what we get to kind of look in there. Lynx G, any major stats to really point out amongst all these guys?
Not really. I mean, Cricket played one game last series. He subbed in for the last game, made a big and played very well for the Nova. So it'd be great to see what he can do in a full series.
Oh, hey, well, let's see if we can get exactly what we need him to. And I want to thank all you guys. I know that RLCS and RRS play-ins are going on right now, but you're here with us. If you want, duel between those screens, have some fun with it. But it's time for us to get down to the field. I know that all these guys are ready to go and that we have just been delaying them for as long as possible. But we are at Starbase Arc, where the Nova can get started and get this campaign running. It is our first series of the day for the Vanguard League, and I know that you guys are waiting for more. So let's go ahead, get down to the field. It's game number 1. It's the Casuals, it's the Nova, and we're in deep space. I want to see he's going to be starting off fast, starting off strong. A shot already. Seabolt, it was taken away by Cricket. A little bit of they're trying to get that early turn pressure. And that's what we saw very successfully early from the mob as of yesterday. I want to see some of that in repeat again. Yesterday was Challenger League. Today is Vanguard League. It's a difference of rank, and it is going to be a difference of pressure. Venom with the counter response, and it will be the Casuals up first.
That's an empty back wall. That's a tough play for Seabolt to try to come across and make that save, and then was that Fantix jumping across trying to make that save? Like, I mean, you can't leave that back wall's got to be covered from Nova. Makes it really easy for Casuals.
And I mean, they're going to be trying to work out, I guess, their rotations coming into this. Don't know how much warm-up either of these guys have. HV Buddy, trying to turn the corner, give Venom a little bit of space, and he will continue to play. But Fantix, nice little clip. That's going to give Tossing Tournament at least a shot. It will go very wide. If there's anything to note from the Casuals, is a little bit of inaccuracy. I want them to clean up. Tossing Turnip already dodging a demo as Cricket passes right through the back line and has to chase all the way down to the near side wall and post. HV Buddy trying to bowl it in. Another opportunity. Oh my goodness, off the inside corner.
It's just an unfortunate. I mean, that's a tough. He had to come across the net like that to try to cut it and then keep it from going outside the net. He did hit the post, but sometimes those post physics are just too mean to you.
It's like a 50-50 on a 45-degree angle. I don't even want to know like the statistics on what's supposed to go in, what's supposed to go out. Maybe we'll make our stat guy come into play.
Yeah, that'd be fun work with.
Venom trying to go a long-term play. That one tossed aside by Fantix. He was backwards. HV Buddy now with a set over to Tossing Turnip. That's a shot. What a clanger right underneath the crossbar. Up by 2.
It's a good save by Fantix, clearing to the side. Buddy just used the corner wall perfectly, and Turnip absolutely launches this 70 miles an hour. There's no chance that that thing's getting stopped.
That was hot. That was nice. Great shot underneath the crossbar. The Nova looking a little bit slow. They've been put on their back kind of rear wheel. Not really able to kind of get down to the Casuals for longer term challenge. Oh, that's a miss. This should be in. Tossing Turnip. Just being, gifted with another goal, and a little bit of an issue right now with the defense. What do you think's going on?
I mean, just a misread. I mean, you got to have faith in your teammates to get that touch. You cannot be double committing with him and have him have no confidence. But, I mean, it just happens. I think maybe the jitters. First game on, not even 2 minutes in. Maybe he's a little jumpy.
Yeah, and I mean, that definitely has happened a lot before. Now, getting a little bit of those off plays. Good demo. Fantix trying to set up something out of his own corner, but instead it becomes a pass. Venom looking for the downward dunk. Up by 3. Casuals have a little bit of comfort zone as they can kind of play a little bit looser, get their defense out there, and not have to worry too much about getting that scoring factor. But turn in the corner. Cricket, he's going to make up for his transgressions and cut this lead by at least 1 point.
That miss clear by Buddy opened it up because then the back line for the Casuals were too low. No one's on the back wall. It's an easy backboard pass right over to Cricket, and at that point, there's just not much that the goalie can do putting it up top shelf like that.
Gotta be able to make those reads. Up by 2, even up by 3. Casuals have to keep everything in front of them because the Nova, both these teams, very talented. Great strikers, medium slate blue quick, also known as Seabolt.
Because that's Seabolt. Okay, that's
It
good
is.
to know.
Yeah. I don't know why there's a difference between having that massive long name and then just, you know, Seabolt. Kind of different.
Who knows?
We all have our weirdness. Seabolt gonna leave it for Fantix. Fantix gonna advance the ball real quick. No one grabbing that midfield boost until they have to make a turnaround. Seabolt will grab it, tossing turnips with a clear as HV Buddy's gonna let the field develop in front of him. Going for a 50-50 shot. It will go neutral. Venom encroaching a little bit too far. The casuals starting to clump up together. I'd say it's less confusion, more laziness, but Seabolt now pressing upfield. Cricket hits his inside post. That's a set. But again, it's just kind of it's a little bit slow. And again, we see a clump up of the offense from the casuals. They're starting to get a little bit too antsy to try and get these kill shots in order.
Yeah, and there was miscommunication in the Nova backline too. You had two people who didn't know who to go for, and they were just sitting right beside the ball wondering what to do, and that caused that empty net shot almost, and they just missed up on the opportunity because of their clump up, so.
Ooh, Cricket, he's gonna get number 2. Able to make up. Fantix pressed into the near side corner, took it from the 45, and Venom, I think, assisted him. That's just an easy dish and go. Now within 1.
I think Venom definitely wanted a different touch there, but it's, I mean, you've got to make that play, but at the same point, you got to be very careful when you make that touch because Cricket was in the right place at the right time.
Casuals, they started hot, they started ready, but right now it's looking like they don't know how to finish. Cricket looking for his 3rd, but it was a nice read by HV Buddy. Fantix gonna try and make it over to the midfield line, tossing turnips. He's gonna able to just barely skirt aside Seabolt. Fantix will continue. He is the captain for the Nova after he was the interim captain for the Mob last season. 60 seconds remaining. The Nova, they seem to be coming back. HV Buddy trying to get a nice pass. Venom taking it just a little bit off. Otherwise, that would have been an extension of their lead. Tossing turnips. Set for HV Buddy, but it is a 1 and 2. Venom and HV Buddy, they're leaving it up to tossing turnips. He's going to rotate away. HV Buddy to the backfield wall. Venom trying to make a read. Can't get there in time. Fantix now to Seabolt. A little bit of an extra toss, and the casuals will let them forward. They're trying to mess up their rotations by allowing multiple attackers to come in, but no one can complete the run. Fantix disrupting the dribble, and Venom going to give him all he can. Captain on captain. Fantix can come back to it. No one finishing off the play. 10 seconds left. HV Buddy trying to burn time. They're on the back wall, and casuals just need to burn it down. They have to force an entire pitch run. Fantix already at the midfield line. This could be a clear they could use, but no one goes for it. Casuals will end up taking game 1 after taking an early lead and ultimately just sitting on those goals.
I think that Nova was very, very nervous. You saw them calm down a little bit at the end of the game with Cricket getting those 2 goals. Fantix a lot on the back line there, on the stat page.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the casuals started off hot, and then I think they slowed down, which caused a lot of rotation issues. So they just need to keep their pace of play up, and I think that they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you start that hot, you go, all right, we're good. This. You start looking at each other. You're in the contract. This is an easy game, and then you don't do what you did before, and it's got to be kind of a boot to the neck kind of situation. You really got to finish what you started, but more so, you have to just be consistent. And Nova is starting to figure themselves out. So as long as we can get a little bit more, I think, out of Seabolt, I think Nova will be a bit better. Cricket, he was able to take everything that he was dished out from the corners. So now we're going to get game number 2 underway. For both these teams, actually, you have the Nova in your division. Who's the most dangerous team right now in your division other than yourselves, J-Rod?
I mean, I have been helping out with stats, so at least I've been looking at it, and I've been, keeping an eye on it. But I'm thinking, just by looking at it, I've been hearing really good things about the Ninjas.
Okay.
So I think that they're the team. I'm not saying the team to beat. I'm saying in our division, they're definitely the team that I don't know enough about.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see how that ends up turning out. Oh, a nice play, nice read. Cricket has all 3 of the goals scored for his team so far. 2 in game 1 and now 1 in game 2 to start us off.
That's a great shot. That's a great midfield read. I mean, that's a high lob ball, and he got up there real quick and smacked that down. And it's just tough to expect that to come out of him.
Let's start working for these clears to go your way. Fantix Venom, what's going on? We're 25 seconds in, and the Nova are acting like the casuals from game 1.
Yeah, and you got to make that midfield step, and I think that Venom just had a lot of faith in Buddy to get that touch, get that read, and Fancy just made a great touch around him, and at that point, there's just not much you can do if you're the casuals.
HV Buddy will win this kickoff, and the casuals starting off much, much slower than they were before. But that's a great pass. They just couldn't finish it. HV Buddy trying to go for the kill, but it is already too late. Too much space between him and the ball. Tossing Turnip, looking for a read, and they have now a 3-goal deficit. The Nova on top fast.
That was such a quick transition, and tossing Turnips, I mean, he rotated back correctly, and he just inched into the net, and at that point, he's just under the ball. It's a very difficult read to make with that ball right above you like that.
Oof. We're not going to have balanced openers from either of these teams. It's going to be 3-0 one way or the other. Tossing Turnip going for something very fast and frisky, but it will end up going down to the ground. Got to make those easy touches. One thing that I did say to the casuals a little bit from their loss to you guys, just make your touches. There's a lot of whiffs that were going on in y'all's match back and forth. And just consistency is the key. Get behind the ball, get it out of your half. Cricket already going for a dunk, trying to make it number 4. Will not happen for right now. Seabolt, very clever twist. Take it away from Tossing Turnips' challenge. And Cricket will get number 4, both for himself between 2 games and for the Nova.
Cricket's just so speedy. I think there's a miscommunication between Venom and Buddy there. I think Buddy just needed to go up and just attack that immediately and let Venom half flip or do whatever he was. I think he was half flipping. I'm not exactly too sure. But just let him play the ball, and I think he might have been a little bit different there. But
lots of apprehension. Not really knowing what either team should be doing or what either opponent should be doing. Vanix already putting one right at the net and trying to cross that post line. Seabolt, another setup to himself. They have to get by. What a save so far by the skin of his teeth just around that post. Now Cricket already looking for an open backline and Tossing Turnips for once. Will be able to get there. But the casuals, they have just been under this massive supernova of pressure, and look at this. Cricket is just making every read. He's beating every defenseman, and they're just forcing the miracle plays out from the casuals.
yeah, it's almost like you've got to clear the ball and you've got to clear it in the perfect spot, or we're going to keep it in your zone and you're not leaving.
Venom off his own back wall, trying to make something different happen over to Tossing Turnips, but now HV Buddy and Venom stuck in the same corner, clumped together. That's a toss, and that's 5 goals for Cricket and 5 goals for the Nova.
That's a hat trick for Cricket this game, and I'm pretty sure the stat guy earlier made a call about Cricket, and look at him. Look at the calls.
What an advancement. He moved on from, I believe, the actually, which team was he on last season? I think he was on the
Cricket,
Ninjas.
Was he?
For the Challenger League, or was he on the Nova that won?
Oh.
Yeah. I could be wrong.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
We'll have to
No,
have
but
the
he moved
stat
up
guy
very
look up the
well.
historical sheet if he still has access to it. With Fantix trying to get it from the midfield line, and another one for Cricket, going for the double. He'll leave it. It goes to Seabolt, but it's blocked away. The casuals trying to get what they can. HV Buddy's slow. Are they low on boost? Low on morale right now. Casuals, they do have that 1 goal or that 1 game lead right now in the series, so it's not like it's all said and done right here, but they definitely have let the Nova get back into the mental superiority part of this game, and they are just getting rocked.
Yeah, I think you just need to click the reset button here. You need to chalk this. I mean, granted, you can score 6 goals in 2 minutes. I'm not saying you're out of it, but like, chalk it up as an L. Reset, try to get some momentum going into the next game, and just press that button, because getting angry and getting frustrated right now is not going to help you getting into the next couple games.
You know, at this point, just try and do weird stuff. You know, just go for clips. I mean, Fantix is apparently going for MVP. How many goals do you have now? 4 in this match?
Yeah, he's got 4 on 6 shots.
Oh my goodness.
And Cricket has a hat trick.
All right.
And Seabolt's got 3 assists. So, I mean, it's very balanced, actually, attack you got looking here.
The good news is, depending on what prerogatives you're going to be looking for, the trade season begins starting after week 1's completion. So if they're looking for a little bit of change forthcoming, I'm not saying to abandon teams, but I'm saying if you need different personnel or just more support personnel, because what some people might not know is that the casuals actually don't have a fourth. They're trying to find that fourth guy for their system to maybe get that little bit extra support for them. Tossing turnips and HV Buddy clustered at the near side post. Venom backwards in his own net, and Cricket is going to try and read this from the midfield line. Easily there before Venom can even respond. Turnip leaving it for Buddy. Casuals want to make something happen. I'm almost wondering if Venom and company don't even want to score that goal, so there's no Brazil on the board, but I'm sure they don't want to get scored on either. Turnip upfield, and it still can't even pass the midfield line. This could one get tossed right at the crossbar. Cricket, just this unending pressure. Now, again, how much of this? Oh my goodness. 8-0. Seabolt finally gets his first goal. You look at this game in particular. What a speedy move by Cricket. What kind of pass?
It's a nice ceiling pass shot right there. That was really nice.
That was fast.
That was very quick, yeah.
That was so fast.
By the way, Monkey, I just want to point out the only tag that I can see on Cricket's tag is Nova, so he could have been Nova last season.
That's very true. What to verify that with him, because I thought he was part of that really, really good squad from last season. Well, he's back on it, if that's the case. So you're looking at this game. Obviously, it's 8-0. This kind of game can get out of hand really, really, really fast. How much of this can you chalk up to being something that can be consistent?
I would say about the first 4. I think that after you're down 4-0 in a game of Rocket, no matter how much time left, your morale's down. It is. I think 3's that number. Like, we can get 3 goals, but as soon as you get higher than 3, like, sometimes you doubt it. You're like, can I? Can we? I don't know. I think that after 4.
Yeah, well, after 4, it's kind of like what it turns into now, because the other team has all the confidence in the world and has every ability to kind of just do what they want, and you're stuck on defense, wondering, waiting, watching, and just look at this stat sheet. This is like champs versus silvers at this point. You just gotta wonder. 4 out of 6, 3 out of 5, 1 out of 4. Just
15 shots to 1. I didn't even know it was that bad.
Locked them down, put them in a cage, sprayed them with a water hose, and just beat them like their name was Sally. Just awful. Completely, utterly terrible. So, considering what this is, what do you do? What in the world do you do?
This is testing your patience. You really have to try to just press, like I said, press that reset button. It's a brand new game. It's 1-1. It's a best of 3 now. It's a best of 3. That doesn't matter. You lost 8-0. Cool. You lost 1. You didn't lose 2 because you lost that bad. You just lost 1.
Just 1.
So
now let's remember that point differentials do matter in this league. If you are gonna have a tiebreaker in the future, that is a -8 that you now have to make up for in this single series.
yeah, but you could piece it together. I mean, each game you win by 1. You know, I think that it all comes down to winning your series records, though. I think you got to come out of this, try to get the series win, even with that 8-0 loss. I think that coming out with that 1 series win is going to be very important for both teams, I guess.
Very true. Venom and everyone, they need to just focus on clears, getting out of here. Cricket and Fantix and Seabolt, they had the magic button on how to keep them just locked in this closet. It's like Harry Potter before he figured out he was a wizard, and all these owls just flying in, messing everything up. Shot on, 2 over, and Seabolt will be the first to score, and Nova continues their 9-0 run. Actually, no, they've been scoring since game 1 after those first 3 goals. 2, 10,
11.
That's 11 goals in a row.
Oh my goodness, 11 unanswered. That between what would you say, like, I guess 9.5 minutes of Rocket?
Yeah.
11 unanswered?
Oh my goodness.
That's 12. I think Buddy had that mechanical error in the corner, and I think at that point the 2 goalies are in net, and that's a tough one to read, especially how quick Seabolt came in to play that shot.
Tossing Turnip from the midfield line, a little bit of a team kiss. HV Buddy purposely sent back onto offense. Venom trying to just get in the way. Fantix has a better line of attack. A nice clear by Tossing. Casuals, they look a little bit low on boost. Cricket sending this all the way back over to Seabolt. Venom can't get in front of it. Seabolt back to Tossing. Fantix to the midfield line. Right now, the Nova are ultimately in control. 11-0 run of scoring between 3 separate games. The Casuals haven't scored more than the first 3 in the opening minute and a half. Venom over to HB Buddy. That's going to come off the 45. He's going to try and do something with it, but it's going to be a toss. No, tossing turnip. Maybe able to put one on. Seabolt, he leaves a high hanger. Looking for a double, but Fantix with a clear. Good defense on the backboard.
That's a great clear by Fantix, going up on that back wall, making it really easy to make that click.
Oh, my goodness. A couple of defensive errors. They're trying to get something cheeky instead of just something basic. Good foundational Rocket League has to be your focus at this point. The good news for the Casuals is at this point last game, they were unable to even be within 1. It's 1-0, 3 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely still in this game. There's no doubt in my mind. It's any team's game. I think this game is really important, you know, with it being game 3 and a 5, best of 5. Some team's going to go up 2-1 here, and that's a tough task to come back from that.
Seabolt with a rare miss, but Cricket's able to come right behind him. Cricket looking for a bump instead, maybe a boost steal. They're slowing him down, but the Casuals are going to meet every challenge. Fantix setting it sideways. Cricket trying to get in the way, but now it's a 2v1 on the other side of the field. Tossing Turnip couldn't get handles on the ball, and so it will end up coming right back into the offensive hands of the Casuals. But Venom, he's going at these attacks with absolutely no boost. Tossing in terms of last-second save. It's going to be a 2-back situation for the Nova. Fantix can't make the read. Going for a floor pinch. Venom now to himself. Fantix gets, a demo for the Nova. A nice little takeaway, but they can't get around the post.
Yeah, that was a great play by Tossing Terms. He just so happened he couldn't beat that near post, and there was no one to help him in the middle as well. So,
very close.
He's got the cheeky angle.
HB Buddy, he's working against a great dribbler. Venom, the kill! They've got to get it away. Fantix will get nothing on the backside of that ball. And Tossing Terms can get it clear. Knocking it down, Seabolt. This has been a 1-0 siege for the time being, but now it's a pendulum swing between who can retain possession. Fantix, fast power slide. Venom looking for a possible dunk situation. HV Buddy puts Tossing Turnips in yet another defensive stance. And Venom is just continuing to pass it to the opponent. Cricket going for a shot. It just barely comes away from the low side corner. HV Buddy and the Casuals have 1 minute and 15 to find something in the way of points.
This is still definitely a good sign from the Casuals. I mean, losing a game 8-0 is morale, just destroying you. I mean, you're holding it 1-0 right now. You're holding tight in the defensive zone. You are making some errors, but I mean, those errors, you're still only down 1-0.
HV Buddy, he was trying to go for the fast countermeasure. It's been over 13 minutes worth of Rocket League, an 11-0 run since the Casuals have put on any kind of points. What a great read. HV Buddy now with enough boost. He's going to come up from the backside of Venom. But it will be Fantix who continues to just put the pressure on. Forward pressure is going to be the name of the game to win the day for the Nova. Venom, I thought he was going to get demoed. HV Buddy will be able to get the clear. Coming out of the corner, shot on, Fantix, and he can't stop it. We'll get that 2-0 insurance goal in less than 30 seconds left.
12 goals between 3 games. I mean, 3 games. It's surprising almost, because like beginning of the series, you're like, oh, Casuals, they're looking really, really good. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh wow, Nova looks really, really good. I'm just waiting for it to switch again.
Right now, they have had very few opportunities to get back in this. What a set that was. And when they can get to the offensive half, there's a miscue. They've had the slimmest of availability to try and get a goal, but ultimately, number 3 will still go to the Nova. Now on a 2-game run, 12-goal run, and it has been well over, oh my goodness, like 14 minutes. This is wild.
I mean, that looks a little bit better stat-wise. You've got 10 shots for Nova. You have 6 for the Casuals. I mean, they're making their saves. They only missed 1 shot with 5 saves from Nova, so it looks a little bit better. I mean, it's not good. I'm not, saying we've got the green light here, but it's better than getting trounced 8-0. So,
why do we have Cheese Wheel in here? I just realized we have Cheese Wheel. Is that one of these
Is he
guys?
watching?
Oh, I think that's their
Watching.
sub.
He's Nova. Yeah, he's on Nova.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering
He's on
why he
Nova.
was in here. But true. So, I don't know. They have to get down there. They have to start making a little bit more, like, they just have to get past the posts, the backboard. The shots that did come in didn't really serve much in the way of accuracy or of efficiency. Tossing turnips, a sound playmaker, but unable to really get the ball ultimately where it needs to go. And medium slate blue quick server went down for maintenance. So we're going to reset this one and come right back to the lobby. But just the Nova have locked down the casuals. I think they found their playbook and just are just taking them to town. I don't know exactly what the casuals can do because Cricket just has a mind to take away every opportunity that they have.
They found their player. I mean, Cricket is meshing Seabolt and Fantix together, and any two of them, I guess, in the offensive zone have been able to be successful.
Yeah.
So like that is really good if you're Fantix. You're really enjoying looking at that. I think that's definitely a big thing to look towards, that chemistry that you're trying to find in week 1. I think he's starting to find it, and that's great. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what he does for the rest of the season, because obviously you got to play every player twice, so you've got to, see what other chemistries are there within your team.
I mean, it's very true. And this particular set could just stay together and continue to run through. Fantix has a lot of experience. He's been all the way up to Champ 3 multiple times and is probably one of the highest rated players on this team, but he knows the weapons that he has. Seabolt has always been a kind of a sub here and there, not really been a full-on player for a lot of these groups. Now he's part of the main starting squad of this team, and Cricket he is one of the few that has been able to come out of the Challenger League and really be massive for his group. I think he's progressing so high that we could see him be in Champion League pretty darn soon. But I mean, that's a wall to get over. Server is up, and we're just waiting for everyone to rejoin. If you're just now joining us, we're in the middle of this Nova versus Casuals group, and it's been a wild one so far. I mean, I'll update these for right now so you guys can kind of get a handle on where we are currently sitting. But it's been a fun one. It's been a fast one for Vanguard League at this point. Still 2 more matches. You've got Nova, or the Ninjas rather, and the Mob forthcoming in just a few minutes. And after that, later this evening, our final match of the day is going to be the Knights with Sergeant AO versus the Thunderbirds with Kevdog. That's going to be a fun one. I've been looking forward to seeing how those two groups are going to fare. I want to make sure that everyone's able to get in. You guys coming on your way?
My Rocket League decided to freeze there, so I'm resetting it up real quick.
Okay, cool. And of course, this kind of stuff tends to occur. Let's see. Make sure that these guys are aware. All right. It looks like we got everyone forthcoming. Cool beans. Cool beans. I want to thank you guys for your patience. And we'll be heading in there momentarily. Boom diada. All right. It's game number 4. I believe everyone is here. No, we need you two. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm having a problem loading Rocket right now.
Uh-oh. So I know we have our statistician in the background who's been keeping track of most of this. Who currently has, I guess, the major MVP title? Lynx?
Right now,
At this exact
I think it is Archaic from the Mob who owns in the whole Vanguard League of
Really?
the best MVPR through at least one series.
Okay. Was that based off of the previous series? They just 3-0 swept the Spartans?
That is correct. The whole
Gotcha.
team actually is almost at the top of the entire league. All of them have above a 5.0 through one series.
That is wild.
Very good series from them.
Wow. Well,
Okay,
good.
well, you might have to use Lynx because I think I'm going to have to reset my computer. So,
Okay.
Lynx, I'm going to put you in for this one, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right, Lynx, we'll just have you join us here in a moment. And I know that they are already antsy and waiting to go.
If I can get the credentials, that'd be great.
Yeah, It's right here. That is not what I typed.
J-Rod's calling in the big guns to come help him fix his computer.
Uh-oh. Fantix?
Yo, Fantix is on the field right now, so.
All right. Maybe hit the good old reset button. That's what always works for me. I have my cat in my lap because he's a great boy. The best, some might say. Remember, if you're watching us today, or any day that we're on, you can also be earning FLG boost points, which are in the lower right-hand corner right next to the chat. If you get up to 5K, you can redeem it for a entry into a drawing that we're going to be doing for either an FLG hoodie or an FLG, or not FLG, but Team Frontline hoodie or Team Frontline jersey. So, more information about that will be forthcoming over the next couple of weeks. And as well as that, if you are betting on any of the games, exclamation point B tokens will show you how many you have just by watching us today, and you can actually bet on your favorite team for each of these matchups by whenever the timer comes in to be able to do so. So it looks like that we have everyone that will be able to join us at this current moment. So let's go ahead and have everyone join in. J-Rod did get back, so it looks like we have the full squad anyway.
Do we?
I mean, I saw him. And thank you so
Surprise!
much.
I made it. I don't know how that literally, I just had to have my buddy
Good job,
stand
Elite.
beside me and it worked. So, I don't know.
Hey, and thank you guys so much for the subs. We are 3 away from having 50 sub points, so we can get you all the emotes in the world. And I already have a person working on those that hopefully that will be in by next week. But right now, we have quite the conundrum for the casuals, as they have not been able to do much against the Nova. And if they are going to continue to let Cricket, Seabolt, and Fantix do what they will at their own fancy, then it's going to be tough for them to be able to take this series. We saw a tough series yesterday, 2 best-of-5s, 1 as a reverse sweep, but we have not seen anything this dominant since then. Cricket, toss to the near side post. He takes on 3. HV Buddy keeps it on the ground. Everyone way too far forward. Communication issue with the casuals. Tossing turnips. It goes to the ceiling, a soft clear, and that will go right into the waiting arms of Fantix, who's going to toss it to the middle. HV Buddy, oh my goodness, gets saved by Venom, but Cricket cannot get behind the ball. Nova, a little bit slower, but we did just have an extended break, so things might be just a little bit tougher to get back in rhythm. Fantix over to medium slate blue quick, who ends up missing an open net. I wonder if he was out of boost and just couldn't get there in time.
I have no idea, but that's a tough one to swallow, especially being 0-0 in a decision game for you. And you want to put that in to put your team up 1 right there.
Tossing turnips, going for a save. Good knockdown. Fantix was trying to make a little bit of a doink or a bump onto the defender. Great 50 from Venom to shut down the forward attack of the Nova. Oh, and a good takeaway by Fantix. This could be a breakaway. Tossing turnips ends up kind of a little bit of a half fake on Cricket, but he gets ball possession and boost. Now, working from left to right, East Coast, West Coast, Cricket over to HV Buddy. High pop, maybe gonna take it all his own, going for the double, and he ends up getting a demo instead that clears the back line. Fantix disappears, but comes back onto the respawn. That's a shot, and that's a backflip. The casuals have their first goal in, I believe, 16 minutes.
That sounds about right. The feels, I don't even know if he'd have gotten to it, even if he double jumps. That was a good shot by Buddy. I mean, 52 miles an hour from that close. That's a tough one to read and that fast. I think that's what the casuals needed. I think they just need to simplify their rotations, play a little quicker, and I think that they're going to be very successful for the next couple, at least this game, I guess, the next 2 minutes.
I mean, this could be the same as the beginning of the series, though. You got to think, a long break like that's almost like a hard reset. Putting it all the way away. Flash bang. I'm blind as heck. And the casuals now up by 2.
It's just the quick play. HV Buddy with a great 50 and Venom immediately there reading that 50 to get that touch. And that's what you need to do. You need to have those quick rotations between the 1 and the 2 and the 3. Those wider rotations, which I think was happening. Oh, that's a miss.
What was that?
Well.
Hold on.
I mean, I can't say I've done it, but I've seen some people do it before. Oh my.
That was not good. Oh no. He says, "Don't look, don't look." We'll make sure to put that in the clips on Twitter. We'll at you.
Yeah, we'll make sure we clip that. Don't worry, Venom. We got you.
Remember, the one thing you gotta do is know how to kick off. That's like the main thing. Venom, leaving it for tossing turnips, but that's gonna create a very awkward situation. Venom is getting boost over ball, and this one could be very dangerous, but he's gonna put it to the side wall instead. Cricket, continuing the play. HV Buddy will slow it down. Creates a shot up for tossing turnips all the way down the field. Fantics, what a fantastic clear. Nice save to the upper face of that 90. HV Buddy over to tossing turnips. They're looking for the Dunkarooskies, and now HV Buddy was seeing if he could get that read. This is a dangerous one, but it will be tossed aside very harmlessly. Fantics, midfield line. No boost, except for the little pad he just absorbed. Tossing turnips. Low side corner. Will beat out Cricket, but it gets neutral now down into the Casuals half. 1:45 left on the clock. Very reminiscent of game number 1.
Yeah, and it's almost a complete and utter change of pace from the Casuals. They're playing a lot quicker in their rotations other than what just happened there. Looked really smooth. What a great save by Turnip coming across. But no, they're playing a much quicker, simpler game, and it's definitely working out for them. When they try to do all the fancy stuff, it definitely looks not good.
Yeah, they need to just stick with soft, like easy mechanics. Just hit the ball. Honestly, that is the name of the game at this point. If you're a Casual, hit the dang ball. What a pinch from Fantics, all the way down to the other half. That's a toss straight into Seabolt. Cricket trying to finish it off, but what a save. Tossing turnips, holding down the back line. However, Fantics going for a dunk. All three up. This is a commit, and HV Buddy can get the clear. They are trying to survive to make Game 5. If you told me there was a chance of the Casuals making Game 5 at this point, after looking at Games 2 and 3, I would have told you you are a fool. But right now, they actually have a chance.
They do have a chance, and they have a really good chance, because if they play the game that they've been playing, I think that they've got a really good chance, but they've got to get this clear first off.
Tossing turnips, he has come alive. The other day, whenever they were playing you guys, he kind of fell asleep, and I was a little bit worried. But right now, he is coming into his own. Fantics is going to go wide for Cricket, but he will be challenged instead. Seabolt to the back wall. That's dropping in. Very dangerous open net situation. Seabolt to Cricket, 10 seconds left. The Casuals, they're trying to make it and go the distance. There's no one around. HV Buddy wants to kill it. It's still on the wall. Can they get there at all? It's alive, but it's on the wrong way, and the Nova will have to go and play into Game 5. Casuals making it through.
That was definitely a better showing out of the Casuals, and you could tell that the pace definitely helped them. They only did win by 1, but still, they simplified their game, and it was a much more even game looking at it. But Nova did put more offensive down.
Yeah, I mean, they came in. I mean, it was more of the counterattack that kind of worked out. Again, it was that early pressure the Casuals were able to obtain, and that worked out for them. But again, we're coming off that long break. It was like a restart to kind of like a best of 2, best of 3 style series. Will the Nova rebound? What's your ultimate call right now? Because they caught out the Nova just a couple times, and that's what gave them the lead in this one.
I don't know. It's tough. You know, Game 4 going into Game 5, that's a lot of momentum. But you know what? I'm going to go with what the stat guy said earlier. Cricket's going to be the difference maker. So if Cricket puts up some good points and some good plays in Game 5, Nova will come out on top. I think it's all going to depend on one player.
Hey, you know what, Cricket? No pressure, but all of GVSU is on your shoulders. So it's this is the moment. This is the time. All right, we're heading into game number 5. Not a single series on stream hasn't gone to game 5 at this point. So I'm assuming that's just what happens these days. It's just all game 5s all the time.
More stats for us. Woo!
It's okay, Lynx. It's all right. I believe in you.
No, it's okay. I don't mind it.
All right.
I think it's a good series. I think the Casuals needed that reset, that long break.
You're welcome, Casuals.
Yeah, we took down the server for you. One thing I definitely saw too many times from the Casuals is prioritizing boost over ball. Like, that's something that you just can't do in like highly competitive league play. They're especially like 2 guys at a time, both going for the corner. Oh, going to the backboard. Fantics trying to make the final follow-up. A double commit, but it will end up not getting punished. They get the clear. No, they do not. That's a set. Oh, and turnips. He gets bumped backwards into the ball, and Nova will strike first. Lots of miscues here.
Buddy getting bumped there definitely caused the havoc. I think Turnips also didn't see the flick. If he just stayed straight like he was, he'd have actually 50 that out of the net and not put it in on accident after getting bumped.
25 seconds in. The Nova creating chaos. That's just something that they got to do. Venom trying to work his way back to the ball. Back pass. Nice follow-up. Tossing turnips into the high corner, but Fantix will be there first. Can't make the read. It goes over 2 heads, and HV Buddy needs to watch out. Fantix trying to make this set work, and Cricket already encroaching. That is definitely something that's going to be frustrating for the casuals to have to work against because they've not been able to get away from these bumps. Very precarious defensive situation. They cross over one another, and HV Buddy, that's 1, that's 2. Tossing turnips has to be the 3rd and does get there. Fantix with the set. Nothing really powerful, and it will go right back to the captain of the Nova.
It's a good play by Cricket, keeping it in, then back to Fantix Buddy, and then off the back wall from Cricket, right back to Fantix in the perfect position to put that in.
Goodness. Caught sideways. He was at the post facing his net, and all he can do is dodge roll outwards, but it ends up just being a direct give. Oh, Venom. Nearly able to get one past Seabolt. Right back to the net. I'm surprised Venom didn't go for a clanger right there. Tossing turnips. Going for the challenge, and the casuals now down by 2 in the opening minutes. One thing that I want to see more of the casuals as well is if they lose possession of the ball and they have someone to bump, go for that as well. No reason for you to get right back into that shooting lane if you can't be useful. Fantix with a drop down. Venom trying to use it as a back pass. HV Buddy rolling in reverse. Clearance by the casuals, creating real estate behind. But right now they are well behind and trying to get through this series. HV Buddy arcing it down. And you get to see every single time it's going to be a 50-50. The Nova have the advantage somehow. And it is going immediately towards another shot opportunity just like now. Cricket, 3rd goal, and you just cannot stop the Nova.
What a shot. I mean, the confidence in that fly. There was no slowdown on that, and that was a snipe into the top left. That's a tough one to make that save for the casuals. So down by 3, I think that they need to start making that step now.
Got a little over half a game remaining. A little bit slow. This will come out at a 45. Oh, one nearly available, but another defensive stand by Fantix. They are a solid brick wall, and not a single brick is missing. No cracks in this stone. Nothing beyond this star. Tossing turnips and HV Buddy in the same corner. No touch. HV Buddy, he has not been the player that he wants to be. He is so highly mechanical, but he is also just non-existent. Cricket with a 4th goal, and we're just now at halftime for game number 5.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the rotation there. I don't know where Venom went. But regardless, it doesn't matter. That's an empty net. That's an easy shot for Cricket, and that's his 2nd of the game.
The Nova, they are strong right now. Or is it the casuals that are weak?
I don't know. I think, my team got the liberty of playing the casuals. Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday we played, yeah. And I mean, they played very well. I thought that game 1 was really, really close. Game 2, you guys pulled out and won. You made a lot of errors, but regardless, you capitalized on your shots, and the rotations were quick. And I don't know. I think there's just been a complete change between this series and that one.
Well, the good news is, a missed opportunity. He was already pre-jumping. And they're trying to, at this point, they are throwing the kitchen sink and everything they have to be able to make this game work. But you got to think, there's got to be some changes forthcoming. And they were talking about trying to form team chemistry by a few extra practices. That definitely wasn't happening. So sometimes if you're in these team situations, you got to have that stuff working throughout the week. Tossing turnips. Trying to get all the way back as Venom makes a midfield touch. That's a nice pass. Venom trying to do the same thing from the back wall. Medium slate blue quick. Well, he quickly gets demoed, but Cricket gets demoed as well. They just cannot get a shot on. 65 seconds left. Tossing turnips. HV Buddy This has not been the performance they wanted to show. And yet again, oh, that one very laggy. A chance within 3.
Yeah, I mean, you got a minute left. I think that's a great shot by Buddy. I mean, almost goes in, and Fantix just is expecting his teammate on the back wall to make that touch. I think it was Cricket coming across. But
that was definitely kind of a ghost touch. That was kind of a ghost touch.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was weird because he like got it, and then we saw the lag. It was weird. But you can't always predict those. Nice clear by HB Buddy. Venom trying to track it down. If they're going to score, if they're going to be able to get back to this in regulation, it's going to happen right now. That one goes right off the ceiling. Tossing turnips and Venom both commit for it. HB Buddy streaking on back. Fantix with the set. That's a counter play. Cricket has to get there. Will do so. What a demo. Trying to turn the corner. Just has to make the shot. No, but the defense too strong. This is a great show from the casuals. Way too late in the game. Way too late in the series. 13 seconds remaining. The Nova have their number from game number 2. They outscore them by a heck of a lot. And with this being said, game 5 and a little bit of a reset meant nothing except a victory for the Nova.
Yeah, that was a long, hard-fought series, and it definitely, if you had to pick a better team out of the 2 today, you definitely would have picked the Nova. So I mean, the better team came out on top, but I think the casuals have to take a lot of this and watch some film, have some practice sessions, and just talk about what they need to do to be successful.
Well, we are going to take a little bit of a break, maybe give some of our guys a chance to reset. We are going to be setting up for our next server, and of course, it is already past time. That's what happens around here. You can't keep on time to save your life. I have a cat in my lap, so welcome everyone, Master Chief, because he is a beautiful boy. All right, so coming up next, we're gonna have the Ninjas versus the Mob. We're gonna set up for you guys, and hopefully it's gonna be a great one. We'll be right back here at the FLG's Week 1 for the Vanguard League. Stick around. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Hail Monkey Man, and we're getting our next one set. I apologize for the delay, but it is going to be between the Ninjas and the Mob. Ninjas and the Mob, let's see. Let's give them a little look-see as to how well they've been doing. Ninjas and the Mob right now, Ninjas sitting at 1-0, and the Mob sitting at 1-0. Both these teams doing fairly well. You already stated, J-Rod, that you believe that the Ninjas are the next top-rated team right behind yours, if not one of the best in your division. And kind of looking forward to this rivalry already. But they have the Mob to contend with, and the Mob just gave a pretty stellar sweep slapdown to the Spartans. Spartans a little bit waning in terms of their personnel, but still, what should we expect out of these guys as we look into the rosters? We've got Archaic, Volk, and Twins versus Green, Kryptonic Fate, and Croidic.
I don't know. I think that the Mob definitely have a really good team. I haven't really seen them in action. I just know that the Ninjas, I've been told, have had a good team. But if I'm looking at the series and I'm looking at the lineups, I'm honestly gonna say that the Mob are gonna take it in 4. That's my prediction. I just like the lineup with Archaic and Volk together. So
I mean, Archaic is a pretty darn good player. He was on the undefeated Bandits from last season. A great shooter. His defense is a little bit suspect sometimes, but I've been told that his buddy Volk is actually pretty darn stellar. And Twins coming back and being one of our cool dudes that's been with us for a long time. If you don't already know, his bald face and head are actually one of our emotes. So I've been playing pretty good ever since I met him from a long while back, and he's had a little bit more time to play. However, Green has been on the upswing with his play style, and Kryptonic Fate, I think we're going to be able to see a lot of good clips coming from him. I think the one person that may be suspect that just has to play consistent is going to be Croidic.
yeah, I think that's definitely. I mean, you definitely got to step up if you're lower in the draft pick and you're like you got picked up. You got to definitely step up and play your game to your best of your ability and help your teammates be successful.
And it looks like we're just trying to get everyone in on the action. We've got Green, Kryptonic Fate, and Croidic. We just need to get, let's see, looks like the whole rest of the Mob. Archaic is here with Volks and Twins. So, Lynx, you got anything with these guys? Now, you said all 3 of these guys +5 MVPR, which, by the way, if you guys don't know, that is how we rate your performances for all the stats that we collect throughout the season, MVPR-wise. Who is the best to look out for on this Mob team, Lynx?
Hold on a sec.
Is he dead? He's
He's
there.
muted. Hold on.
Oh, that's fine.
Wait.
It's all right. I've never been disappointed before.
I don't know. I think he's trying. I hear him talking, but like I don't know what's going on.
Just have him lean over and whisper sweet nothings into your mic. Let's see. I believe that we have everyone here. So yeah, it looks like we're ready to go. So I'm not going to delay. We'll figure out those stats as we get along. So no big deal.
We'll get him troubleshooted and we'll get him to talk about some stats in a little bit.
Here at the FLG studio, nothing ever goes wrong. It's just about how well.
It's archaic.
It's archaic. Okay, cool. As we have one of our esteemed personnel.
Thanks, Esper.
All right, everyone
Was that
joining
Esper,
in.
right?
It was Esper. We're getting in, and we're going to the temple. The Ninjas had to retreat from Neo Tokyo as both the Mob and the Casuals started having a little bit of a war to take over Tokyo. So instead, we're going to the temple where they have taken refuge and hope that they can survive the season. Oh my goodness, what a high pop. Twins trying to bowl it in. Immediate pressure as the Mob trying to take over. Volk's going for a direct line, but he cannot make it past with an initial volley. The Ninja's able to survive, and now on the counterattack. You've got Welcome to the Dojo versus Mob Mentality. You've got 2 of kind of the most esteemed franchises now facing off against one another. Welcoming either one into the war zone. Twins trying to go for a dunk and not complete the task from off the crossbar. And we've seen a lot of extreme pinches so far from either squad as they go on the attack. It's been kind of a pendulum swing so far in this opening minute.
It has. I think that both these teams are evenly matched, and I think they're just trying to get the feel for each other and see what they need to do to be successful against each team. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Twins going for a direct line challenge. He's looking for a bump. If he'd been able to get Green, that would have been dead to rights. Green, quiet so far. This one coming off. It's going to be an angle in. Going for the dunk. That's a double commit for the Mob. Now Green trying to race and get that back corner boost. Allows for a lot of time. He's going for a carry. Maybe over one. Gets it past Twins. Archaic. That's a pinch. Shot up. No. Volk shutting it down. And I've been told that Volk is a scary opportunist. But it will be Twins who finishes the deed within the first minute and a half.
Volk rocking the reciprocity. I was wondering how he had an orange car on the blue team. But Twins with a great prediction to get that dunk to score the first goal for to break the 0-0 draw there.
And this has been back and forth between who can get that final kill shot. It's a little bit confusing seeing an orange car and blue team. I'll admit, that's a little bit off, especially because you got Kreutig over here in a red car on the orange team, and so that could cause minor confusion if you're all visual. Now moving upfield, Kryptonic Fate. He is one of the big X factors. He was the first draftee taken onto the Ninjas, and he has performed very well for them so far. Archaic, midfield line. Winning that 50 is going to go neutral to the opposite side, but he will get another path towards the backside of this ball. Kreutig flailing. I think he ran out of boost as he's tried to surmount that hill. Green bumping Volk away, and he will get demoed right out of the play. Ninjas kept quiet, demoed completely out of the play, and Twins just trying to go and take anyone out. I think he just kind of flipped a little bit too far, otherwise he could have had another goal.
Yeah, definitely a real close one there. Ooh, Crypto. Oh, he ran out of boost.
Did. Kreutig is going to continue the play. Now for the midfield line, though, the Ninjas slowing up. Volks with a toss. Archaic is going to spy after this one as Kryptonic Fate puts it right behind him. The Mob. They've been doing pretty good to be able to have these kind of long clanging touches. Even if they can't completely get at the net, they're setting one another up. That's a double back flip from the defensive men. That's a nuke, and that's going to be a flashbang extra point for the Mob.
That's a banger of a shot right there. Top right. Not much you can do about it. Their screens probably went completely white after that goal explosion went off, and it's just tough.
I know that I have a light sensitivity, so every time I see that dang goal explosion, I just want to die. Like, just completely flashbangs me out of my seat. Don't know what to do anymore. Now, Green with the set. He actually doesn't get the touch. One could have been very opportunistic. Maybe would have been able to get Kreutig towards the net. Now Green, lone man between two. Kryptonic Fate trying to assist him. Nice bump and assist. But they've got to get consistent touches here. So far, suffering a little bit too much. Kryptonic Fate. Oh, that's a set over to Twins, and Twins not able to get around the defensive men. What's kept the Ninjas back? They seem to just barely be behind. Well, I say barely. There's another goal by the Mob, but what's holding them back here?
Some double commits, some slow rotations, some really just questionable touches. I don't know. I think that they're just making a lot of mental mistakes, and I think it's costing them getting out of their zone and putting the ball in the back of the net. So.
Green to the corner. He has just enough boost to burn, but he gets ahead of the ball. Both him and Kreutig go for it. That one just off the mark, and so Volk, every time I see a touch by the Mob, it is hard, it is fast, it is immediate, and they don't have to get too many of them to start advancing towards the Ninjas' half of the pitch. The Temple in earnest, in trouble, as Volk puts down yet another hard banger from this backboard. What a set. 1, 2, 3. The Mob strike again.
So remember I said I didn't know much about the Mob? Mm-hmm. I know enough.
Oh, yeah?
They're the team to beat.
Oh, that's, I mean, they're...
Entirely, they're the team to beat. I don't know if there's a team right now that looks as clean and as consistent as they do.
These two teams, both still undefeated. Another shot opportunity as Kreutig cannot get it completely on net. But this, if the Mob were to win this, they would have an even 2-0 alongside the Avalanche in their Division 1 play. That would be the two only undefeated teams remaining in Division 1. Whereas now the two only undefeated teams in Division 2. Oh, what a save! That will end up being a goal anyway. Division 2 are Ninjas and the Tsunami, and the Ninjas just look confused.
I think the mob is that good. I really do. Like, they just look, their speed, their rotations, their comms have to be really good. But, like, they're not making a lot of mistakes. You really have to play a solid game to beat them.
Right now, Kryptonic Fate doing all he can. Actually, all these guys for the Ninjas. They just looked like they weren't exactly ready for this pace. But the good news is, just like we had before, no matter how much you lose by, it is still one game. It is a best of 5, not a best of 1, or else this would be awful for them. Green, not able to make a touch. Need to go back to the drawing board because Archaic, Volk, and Twins, they looked completely out of their minds with offense. Croydon trying to get something going in the way of morale, but it's going to get shut down to the other half of the field. Volk, Archaic. In fact, this may turn into one more for the mob, which is just going to be a killer for your confidence. However, it will not.
That was a really good showing by the mob. I mean, talk about increasing your MVPR stats. I mean, Volk putting in work. Goodness.
That was something. That was a clinic. 14 shots to 7. The mob utterly just demolishing the Ninjas. You got to wonder exactly what they were expecting coming into this, but they were not expecting Volk. Look at that pressure. 7 shots. He only got 3, and he was able to rotate all the way to the back end and get those 4 saves. Him, Archaic, Twins. Archaic, just the ultimate mastermind to set up his 2 shooters, and Twins, I mean, a little bit wonky in a few of his attempts, but he knows how to be persistent enough to just get in your face.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's incredible, though. Volk had as many shots as the Ninjas' entire team.
Oh, my goodness. That's...
Oh, man. You got to feel for him, though, because, I mean, you're going to put up 7 shots in a game. Typically, that's pretty good. Just so happened that one kid on the other team had 7 shots, so...
Nearly 1,000 points on him as well. He's posting some good old MVPR right now. If you're just now fresh to us, we're in the middle of going towards game number 2 of our second series of the day for our Champions Draft Series. And we're going to be heading back down to the Temple. I love to see season play. You never know what kind of progression everyone is going to be making, but you hope that it's going to be good. The Ninjas, they got to sharpen up their ninja stars, get those katana blades ready to go. Maybe a strike here. No, Green cannot get there in time. Honestly, they're going to have to get these counter plays going. They have to make better reads to not be their own worst enemy, because quite a few times they double commit and they leave in the open backboard. Twins, no touch. That's going to leave something for Croydon to advance downfield with, but he has no boots. Still in that front corner. High arc. Volk with a clear and gets underneath. Now forward as Kryptonic Fate has to set one up to the midfield line. Twins with a miss. They expected that he would get the touch and already started racing backwards. Green waiting for the dribble. Now, Croydon left it alone, and the Ninjas with confusion. They got to get the communication down because right now comms seem to be lacking.
Yeah, I think it's just they're not on the same page, and it's definitely, and that could be part of the reason why the mob looked that good. But I don't know. I think that there's something about the mob that's making the Ninjas play this, frantic almost.
Mob mentality. They are mobbing all over the dojo, and maybe this was too soon to welcome more opponents into it. Oh, but Green, he is the captain of the Ninjas this season, chosen by their GM Justice, who was the captain of the Vanguard Ninjas in Season 4. He's got to start showing up, showing out, and showing why he was chosen, because right now, Volk has yet another goal, and that will be his 4th in this series.
It's a great pass by Archaic. Green with the pre-jump. Kryptonic Fate's not in position, and Croydon's just trying to get back at that point, trying to find some boost, but there was just nothing he could do to try to get back.
So far, so good goes the conquest for the mob. That is, I believe, 6 goals now unanswered by the Ninjas. Green, he was very apprehensive of advancing and leaves Volk a way to flick. Twins nearly gets another one for the mob. Nothing so far for the Ninjas. Now on their back heels. Volk going for a challenge. It goes neutral. Over to Kroitik. Kroitik upfield. Can't get a connection. Leading it for Kryptonic Fate. No, he's going to take it himself. That's something they have to be more decisive. If they're going to leave this, they're just going to give the mob a chance to come right back into their half.
Yeah, the comms just aren't good right now, and I think the rotations are really nuts, but I think the mob is creating all this havoc. I think the mob's speed and getting on every ball and pressuring is definitely causing huge issues.
Tonic Fate is able to get at least a little bit of room between them and the mob, and still it's only 1-0, game number 2. Trying to come back. As Volk cannot connect from his own corner. Archaic. Green with the read. No touch from the ceiling. That's going to be a tosser downfield. No one on. Good rotation. It was the Ninjas trying to be opportunistic about a slight. It was the most minimal amount of slowness from the mob because they've been speed in their face the whole time, and for once the Ninjas felt like, oh, we have a chance, and they all stood up either on their half or the midfield line. The mob was like, just kidding, and went all the way downfield and scored.
They're all sitting in the front left of the pitch. I mean, that's not going to bode well, especially with the ability from mob to just absolutely bang clears like that. You put it on net, it's a goal. No one's going to get back to it. That's just tough.
Rotating around. Twins going for a shot, and he's going to have yet another one. Our experienced veteran getting in there, and that's now 3-0. 8-0 run over 8 minutes of play, and it's just not good for the Ninjas.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. I mean, your morale, you haven't scored a goal.
Oh, and congratulations to Jordan, who was one of the veteran players from Season 1 for the FLG's Draft Series, now making the Rival Series. Congratulations to him and his team.
Oh, congrats, Jordan. I remember playing him back in Season 1.
Yeah, he was a mighty foe. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still great, apparently. From the ceiling.
I'm in the clav.
In the clav. I'm wondering how the rest of these Rival Series games are going. Green returning back downfield. Twins. He slows things down. It's cheeky. Gets past Archaic, leaving one behind. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Ninjas, what do you do at this point? I mean, we talk about what the mob needs to do, which is apparently nothing different. They just continue to be fast, be strong, be accurate, and touch. But the Ninjas, like, it's just nothing there, and no one's there to defend this back line.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I think that the mob are just, they look that good right now, and I don't even know. I don't know if the Ninjas just have an off game, but like, I don't know. I'm a loss of words, Monkey. I have a loss of words.
I mean, for right now, it's gonna be quite the task for the Ninjas to do much of anything. Volk, he's gonna chase this ball, and no one's challenging him at all. And even if when they do, it's just not enough to really be worth it. Twins advancing to the other half, and he's just gonna chase them down onto their own back wall. Archaic taking it from the low floor, already there in a hurry. Green's gonna get a favorable touch. Down 4 though, in less than a minute. 33 seconds remaining. Kroitik, maybe there's a bump, maybe there's a chance. No goals scored yet by the Ninjas, and we're nearly through 2 whole games. Good demo. Green with the clear. Twins probably gonna put one on. Does so, having the day of his life. Him, Volk, Archaic cannot be stopped.
10
goals.
They haven't scored a goal, and the mob have scored 10 in 10 minutes. That's pretty good average if you ask me.
Yeah, 1 goal per minute.
Yeah, that's really good, but that's just so tough. Like, you want to press the reset button, but like, I'm wondering if they think the reset button is just to get out of this series. I don't even know.
At this point, I would not want to exist in this series. 10 goals in 10 minutes, and that's -10 to the Ninjas. Don't know exactly what's been put into the Ninja juice in the Ninja camp, but it needs to be something that isn't liquor, or something that isn't whatever made them play like this. Because right now, Archaic taking over the way of Volk, because he's 1 for 2 out there making assists, making saves. That is a holistic performance by Archaic as the captain for that mob. Just overall. But then between the two of Twins and Volk, 10 shots, 4 goals. That's outrageous.
12 shots to 3. You've got 10 goals to 0. I mean, that's the captain of Mob stepping up. Archaic definitely decided, you know what? I think that I'm going to make a stand and I'm going to do this right. And he definitely made a name for himself that game. But I don't know. The Mob just have so many ways to put the ball in the back of the net.
Can we do? Okay, so at this point, I've written off the Ninjas winning. But do you think that they can at least get a goal here in the next 5 minutes? Because that seems to be the greatest task I've ever seen, and I didn't think that would be that hard to do.
I hope so. I really do. But God, that'd be funny to see no goals in 15 minutes. So I'm rooting for Mob. I'm sorry, but like I'd love to see it happen. I mean, that's tough to have 3 shutouts in a row like that.
Oh, but do you think that they will continue this average of 5 goals per game?
Twins is not it.
I'd like to add their monkey that in their previous series, Mob had 6 goals a game.
We're resetting the server because we did not have a proper join, so we're going to go back to the casting booth, and we'll be back in just a second onto that server. That tends to happen.
They averaged 6 goals a game in their last series.
Yes.
That is well.
So this is normal.
Underperforming.
Oh, they're underperforming. Ah, well.
So you're saying that the Ninjas are doing good?
Yes, they're doing very well compared to the last game.
Okay. I mean, sure.
They also have the highest. They've averaged 60% on their shots. So.
Lynx, we need you out of your thing, by the way.
Yep, I got it.
My goodness.
That's my fault. Apologize.
Oh, we're gonna set up for our recurring match and going into game number 3. If you've just now joined the entirety of the FLG, welcome. But we are in the middle of our Vanguard week for season 5 of our Champions Draft series. We used to be known as the Summer Draft series, the Winter Draft series, and then the Amateur Draft series. And I decided to keep upgrading us. I believe we are the Champions Draft series at this point. And it's been a long run all the way to this point. We've been averaging now about 100 to 120 players, 150 players per season signing up, and you get into these 10 different teams per different franchise. We have multiple levels between Champion, Vanguard, and Challenger. That's Grand Champ, C3 to C2, and then C1 to D1. And so if you feel like you want to join up, maybe be right now the only applications that are open post-draft are the Vanguard and the Challenger League. So if you would like to maybe join and help out with their free agency pool, there's a form or a link in the chat. And so I know there's sometimes roster moves, a lot of roster moves that end up happening as we go into the season. And so do you feel comfortable right now at your 2-0 plus 18 point differential, J-Rod, that you may keep just who you have?
Yes. Yes, I think that the week 1's results and the play and the comms and the confidence, I definitely am a little more comfortable. But, I mean, there's a lot of good teams we have to play. I think we got some tough matchups coming up, but I don't know. I'm excited for the challenge. I really am. I think there's a reason why I'm doing this, and I think that I'm doing it for the right reason.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it for the right reason. Last season, it looked like the reason you were doing it for was just as noble and just as great, but it turned out the worst of results. But definitely, whatever happened during the offseason has been a massive improvement. Right now, we need to see massive improvements. Going into Game 3, the Mob up 2. And they have been just kicking in the door of this dojo. It took 3 seconds, and we're at a goal number 11.
I don't know what happened there because, I mean, this is not me being mean or anything, but like I'm 99% sure that Kryptonic Fate should absolutely hit that ball.
It may have just been a light miss of some sort. And goal number 12 took another 5 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
4 seconds, rather. No, that's 5 seconds.
I mean, that's a
5
great
seconds.
shot coming off the wall, though. I mean, 52 miles an hour off the bounce from that distance. He smacked that coming off the wall. That was a great read.
Oh boy. All right, Ninjas. You got to make some kind of showing of this. Otherwise, it's just going to be ridiculous. Krodik with a high toss, trying to get some distance for himself. He's gonna roll backwards, and now it almost looks like the same car chasing itself. Set up over 2 and barely able to make a save. Green from his own post. The Ninjas may be looking at making some fat trades here soon. A nice save by Green over his own crossbar. Looking for the double Dunkarooski, but no, the mob will stay at home. Kreutig with the clear. At this point, they need a mental win. They need a morale win, and that comes in the way of offense. They have to get something going because Twins, Volk, and Archaic have just dominated the dojo, and it looks like the mob may be stealing the day. Archaic, toss to himself. That's his pitch and go. Kryptonic Fate with a clear. Volk, he's gonna fake the challenge and bait up the attacker. Twins, Volk, and this one may go all the way back, just a little bit off. Green with a nice pinch and clear. Have you ever seen something this dominant? Oh my goodness, Kryptonic Fate! No, it will be Green! They finally shut down the drought. It was 12-0 for, what was it? 11 minutes and 16 seconds.
It only took 11 minutes to put the ball in the back of the net. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
My goodness.
I mean, I'm glad that they got the goal, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't know if that's going to completely change the mob's mentality here.
I mean, there's at least a chance that they're within 1. And thank you guys so much. I know that Mr. Manager just threw the 20-month subscriber into the FLG. That's a lot of dedication. We gotta, thank everyone that stays with us. Oh, Archaic being pressured. Another one. Green slapping Volk back. The mob getting a little bit of their own medicine now as the Ninjas are starting to at least cause some havoc. But they've got to rotate more consistently and get these touches. Archaic ended up sideways, but still given a chance to get back to the ball. Twins advancing behind him, may be able to get a redirect. That's over to Volk. This is a 3-man play, and they can't get it till now. Archaic, it doesn't matter how many times you go onto their side, they're going to take over yours.
That was pretty. That was very, very pretty. And Twins, even if it somehow got blocked again, Twins is coming in there next, and he's plowing that thing in the net. So that's a gorgeous play by Mob.
The Mob, they used to be one of the worst franchises in the entirety of the FLG. After Season 2, though, they came back and they started improving, started being just majestic. They have made it deeper and deeper into the playoffs, and this season is starting to look like that they may have all they need to go out and win a championship. And that's just an early term Week 1 decision. Volk coming in like a cruise missile, rocketing for that explosion.
I didn't even see him coming on the back post, but oh my.
Woo.
Sneaking that in the near post for him, but I mean, what a play. The vision to know that he was going to be there on that far post.
He just twisted right between both those defenders. Halftime now, game number 3. Ninjas, they only have the 1 goal. It is still a 13-point differential with over 12 and a half minutes of play. Green getting knocked aside. Volk and Twins, they nearly had the shot, but it gets shut down by Kreutig. Turning the corner, that's a setup. It looks like Archaic's going for the dunk. It's coming out the backboard. Volk and Twins just a little bit too nearby. Kryptonic Fate over. I keep forgetting Volk's not on their team. I thought that was Kreutig.
Yeah, that is so confusing.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I don't mind the repping of the team, but like, dang. Make them orange at that point. You're like, all right, you know what? We're not doing this. Switch to orange.
Kryptonic Fate dribbling in the midfield line. Twins just says, okay, well, hand it right back to me. Minute and a half remaining, and the Ninjas, their life support keeps getting unplugged and plugged back in left and right. Someone just playing God with them, and they are playing without any reason because they are trying to just survive here. They need to get back into a state of mind of success. They had one in their first series that they took for the week. Volk, Archaic, and Twins have been able to dish to them the fattest L we've seen in a long time. Twins shutting it down, and even a double commit can't make that goal happen. Kryptonic Fate behind Archaic. Volk turning the corner. You're looking at this team right now, J-Rod. What would you do against the Mob?
Speed.
Just speed?
Yeah, no, I mean, simplify the game and play fast. I think that as soon as you slow down your pace, like right now, there's your 50. Then you've got Volk following up. Then you got Archaic lurking. You gotta be quick. You cannot go slow against this team. And I think that's what the Ninjas did all of Game 1 and Game 2, and now they're starting to go slow again.
Right
and they
now,
played quick at the beginning of the game.
I mean, they did. Honestly, it was every single touch was met with immediacy. There was none of these elongated like needs to carry. It was, hey, I hit this, it's going here. I hope you're there because you're making that next read. Archaic, Volk, one more, and that is 15 goals, 5 per game for the Mob.
That's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, no speed, nothing but speed, all speed. Nope, full send. Literally full send the entire game for 15 minutes. Every time you get 100, go to 0, get another 100, go to 0. No change of plan there.
Mob. Oh, they may try to go for that plus 15 just to make that point differential a nice, sexy number. One more
Plus
for the Gipper.
15 looks
But
really good.
Kryptonic Fate and the Ninjas, they look beaten, bruised, and they got mobbed all over. Mob mentality in the chat. That is a 3-0 sweep, and that is a first on-stream 3-0 sweep for the season.
Oh my, Archaic with the stat line. Oh my goodness.
I need to make sure that I get those on stream. Hold on. I'm going to go back real quick. You see them on?
Yeah,
There-
I'm still here.
There's your stuff. Bam. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Didn't want to mess up our stat guy. I know Lynx was probably a little bit mad if I didn't have that properly.
I gotta be honest, he may or may not have done it live. It might be done. Or he might be doing game 3 as we speak.
It's close, and yeah, I'm doing game 3. as we
Yeah,
speak,
okay,
don't worry
alright,
about
so
it.
yeah,
All right,
that's what
cool.
I thought.
All right.
But no, I mean it. Oh my gosh, Mob. All right, team to beat, boys. Everybody who's watching, them right there. That 3. There you go.
That's just insane. They just completely demolished the Ninjas. I thought this was going to be close. I thought we were going to have another fat game 5, but that was just, it was nothing. That was, oh, actually, I've been putting the wrong score up. I apologize for that. Everyone, ignore what I just did. It's actually the Mob who took this, so ignore that completely. But regardless, I mean, you got to be surprised, right, with what just went down. There's no way that this should have been as it was.
No, I think that because who the Ninjas didn't have this week? Who did they not have?
What do they not have this week?
Yeah, so Kroidik was their 4th guy. Who are they missing?
Dax.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure. I'm not sure if that 3 would have done better against the Mob. Now, granted, I still think the Mob are the better team, but like I think it could have been a little bit better of a showing. I think that maybe there hasn't been a lot of practice between the 3 of them, and maybe rotations were the problem in the comms, like we discussed earlier. You saw a lot of double commits, but I don't know. I think that the Mob are still the team to beat, and I'm putting them even above Avalanche at this point. I'm sorry, but I'm still putting them above I don't know. They just showed so much that game.
Well, we're going to be taking a brief break. We're going to make sure that we have all this ready to go as we have our final match of the day. Maybe it'll be a sweep, maybe it won't. There's going to be the Knights versus the Thunderbirds. I know that you guys are watching all sorts of Rocket League today, and I'm so glad that all the servers are back up and online, and so is the FLG. We will return momentarily for a continuation of today's Season 5 Champions Draft Series. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We will return.
The sound that shakes the ground.
a movie. I want get treated like royalty. So I may have to question for them activity. Try take man for food, but me sight clearly. I try draw me in a them town full of routine. Them smart, but them not smart like me. Watch out for them guy where you pose like brother. I talk about brother from different mother. I never live the skies and I work undercover. I suck your energy, to reduce all your power.
Yeah, you know me and you know we are back. Yeah, you know me and you know we are back. To all of my friends, them two words matter. Them infiltrate your life like a computer hacker. Okay. Them infiltrate your life like a computer hacker. Me have a few friends, me no need more than that. The close friends, me have them solid as a rock. And me run the one them want come stab me on me back. And the one them when need me when them like what? You can't buy me friendship like a sucker even for me to a shop. And I buy back. If you still we have a picture more me with quarter. Yeah, you know me and you go we are back. Just when they keep me up respect and manner. To all of my friends, them two words matter. That if you treat your life like a computer hacker, mind them on the walls, they find your light ladder. Yeah, you know me and you know we are back. Yeah, you know me and you know we are back. All them want to be fruit from your liver and suck out your blood like chocolate. What? If you treat your life like a computer hacker. And suck out your blood like chocolate. If you treat your life like a computer hacker.
Show you how it's done.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Hail Monkey Man, and that's a timer. I apologize. That's great. All right, so getting right back into all of this, we've had a couple of fantastic matches. One that was a little bit more in hand when it came to scoring, with just utter domination by the Mob, most recently over the Ninjas. The Nova able to take it against the Casuals, who barely survived. So we've seen a couple of really dominant teams. first series probably shouldn't have gone to a Game 5. The soft reset on having to do a new server really did help the casuals, I believe. So right now, it's gonna be interesting to see how this one plays out because we have the Knights and we have the Thunderbirds. So Sergeant AO, Fly Parker, and Boss Alien Player, also known as Big Bap, or Thunderbirds, Kev Dog, Moon G, and Just Staying Alive, who, if those of you that don't know, is also associated with Rival. And the Rival series plans are going on right now, and I believe Andy's kind of involved. So if you want to see them, you want to see us, you want to dual see all that, just hang out with us, see how that's going. But we're talking about us right now. So J-Rod, Knights, Thunderbirds, Sergeant AO versus Kev Dog. These two captains serving up some, Kev Dog has a good cultural heritage when it comes to Rocket League, and Sergeant AO has a good FLG heritage. Who's got the better team going into this?
I've actually had the liberty to play both teams. I think right now, if I had to give who has the better of the two, I'm liking the Knights. I think Just Staying Alive's a great. Wait, no, he's on the Thunderbirds.
He is on the Thunderbirds.
Wait, hold on.
Fly Parker and
Fly
Bap.
Parker and Sergeant AO.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Did you change your mind?
I'm gonna reset. I think Just Staying Alive is gonna be the difference maker for Thunderbirds. I mean, we did play them in week 1 without Just Staying Alive.
True.
And I think that if he was there, I think it could have been a little bit different. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to the Thunderbirds in this one, but it's gonna be a close series.
I think that Sergeant AO and BAP have amazing proficiency when it comes to going up for not only their dribbles, but just making people look silly. Moonji, been able to see him a little bit, but I think that he's going to be the kind of the middleman between Kev Dog and, of course, Just Staying Alive to really get the Thunderbirds groove going. I'm gonna give the edge to the Knights actually. So Thunderbirds, Knights, this is gonna be a good one. I really do think that this will end in 4 or 5. This will not be a straight sweep. I could be completely wrong, but we're also ready to just move on down to Manfield. It is a storm of brewing. The Thunderbirds always bring the storm. It's gonna be either a Thunder Choke or the Choke Birds. I don't know which one it can be entirety, but we're going into game number 1. If you haven't voted already, let's get down there and let's see who's gonna start things off fast. Boss Alien Player has been with us for a hot minute, I believe, all the way at least since season 2. He was on a Challenger League team with me. He's been on the Vanguard for a little bit as a captain and now as a player. Moonji gonna leave it for Just Staying Alive, who's gonna get bumped. Fly Parker, I believe, is our only lad from across the sea who is playing with us this season. We've had a few on consecutive seasons, and he's the only one that was able to come into the draft and be picked up. Kev Dog playing in a Batmobile, a long flat car, and he's looking to make some hot moves with that thing. Just Staying Alive, shot on. Can they get there? No! There's your difference maker, J-Rod, and he's striking first.
He just waited a long time for that, and that's a good shot right off the bounce, and that's a tough save to make if you're rotating back, and I think Fly Parker was low on boost as well, so.
Yeah, they definitely had to already put a hard rotation from their back line, and so as they were rotating away to try and get those big pads, they just got that good opportunity, nice crease between. Kev Dog, dishing it right back up to Just Staying Alive. It's going to be cut up by Sergeant AO as he rotates over his own net. Kev Dog puts it pretty far away from Moonji, trying to go for that backboard clanger. Just Staying Alive is going to continue this play, does not keep possession, and that's going to give the Knights a chance to breathe, if even for a moment. But Boss Alien Player hasn't really been able to play much of a part just yet. And the Knights, we were talking about that 90 to nothing, that 100 miles an hour style of play, but they're kind of running through their boost in a hurry.
Yeah, they're just like, once they get it, they just press the button and just hold on to it until it's gone. I don't think they really, like, try to conserve it at all.
Good news, though, is that the Thunderbirds are a little bit slow to react. And going for a touch here, Boss Alien Player had every second in the world to adjust to that ball. No one was going to pressure him from out of the net, yet he could not get any touches to it. Moonji with the setup. That's going to Kev Dog. Sergeant AO, do not panic, and he will not. Comes out from his own corner. Might have enough in the tank to make an attempt here. Going for a double, slaps it right off the face of Just Staying Alive. Moonji pushes Kev Dog. The Knights, as much as they're able Oh my goodness. Will this roll up? No. To the backboard. Moonji with the drop down. And KevDog runs away. No one from the Thunderbirds deciding to go for that challenge.
I don't know what happened there for that ball to just magically roll onto the post, but there definitely need to be some communication there. I could say by Sergeant Ao just to keep on that ball, but definitely better comms needs to come out of the Knights to make this a little bit easier for them and to come back from one.
Boss Alien player taking a position on that sidewall, so it's going to be kicked over right into the middle of the field. Fly Parker having to make a last-second save. Yeah, they're taking their sweet time reacting to this ball. Not exactly sure why. Maybe that's just part of the confusion factor they're trying to throw in there. You have a couple of cheeky players between Boss Alien player and Sergeant Ao. They'll make you miss if you're not ready for it. Fly Parker dishing it. Ends up trying to get it to himself, but he will not get the boost or the ball. KevDog, the high flick, forces Sergeant Ao to make an early collision. Moonji, oh, that's a double. Fly Parker has to be very careful. He's going to retreat instead. Just staying alive. No connection just yet. Moonji now turning the corner, and Boss Alien player will do the same. We've had one goal of difference so far of a defensive miscue by the Thunderbird, or by the Knights rather. Thunderbirds. They've had a lot of pressure too, but they haven't turned into points as of yet. To the backboard, just staying alive. He was trying to play spy, and now the counterplay. Fly Parker. We saw him a lot in the combines. Oh, and Boss Alien player's gonna want that one back. No one was at net for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, you gotta capitalize on those, especially when you're down one. You gotta make sure you hit your shots especially when you need to.
Yeah, shoot your shot, and you gotta hit them too. That's Rocket League.
Very simple.
Shoot it, hit it, do it. It's like a self-help book for like serial killers.
It's like a bop it,
Bop it, roll it,
Hit it.
squeeze it, whatever.
double it.
Yeah, triple it. Just staying alive, trying to go back downfield. Fly Parker will catch it as Just Staying Alive will go and get some boost. Fly Parker is going to get challenged, and Moonji's now going to return them back to an offensive posture. Sergeant Ao just barely able to get it to the midfield. And it goes now behind Just Staying Alive. That's going to be an issue. High flick, though, barely gets onto Moonji's top head. That's dropping in. Oh, opportunity, and that will be a mistake. Sergeant Ao, in the waning 30 seconds of game one, will tie this up.
It's all patience. It's all patience. He waited, he missed. Easy double jump. Just tap it in.
Definitely pulling out a thunder choke right there. That's
Oof.
you know, you just have to make your touches. You gotta get behind the ball, and they just let it get too close. A couple of bad reads, but it's all right. They've held this for a good long time. So they're back to form. Attack, attack, attack. Go the Thunderbirds. Looking for a flip reset. We'll get one. Gets past Sergeant Ao, but KevDog now having to come back from the corner. Boss Alien player, the Knights, they have a chance. That's a high setup, and no one's behind it except for Ao. Looking for Boss Alien. He's gonna have to make a fast turn, and this one is gonna be one to die for both teams. Going overtime.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good that the Knights got that goal at the end of the game, but it's definitely been all Thunderbirds except for that one big crucial mistake that they made.
Fly Parker. Over to Boss Alien player. Boss Alien player maybe gets past Moonji, but no, it will go high. Sergeant Ao with the drop down, and now Fly Parker. Nice little pitch and roll, but it will go directly at Moonji. It was kind of a line drive, and it didn't get much air. Sergeant Ao now just waiting on it, just staying alive. Has gone very quiet since his opening volley. Going for a pinch, and it was directly online. Double commit on defense. They're still in the attack. High corner now, dropping off ceiling. No one to respond. That commit by Sergeant Ao will cost them. Boss Alien now in a 1v2. Fly Parker's going to take the boost away. That demo onto him. That was a high resource value target. But Sergeant Ao, gotta give him credit for his patience. He just waits for the mistake to happen and just is in great position to take advantage of it.
It was a very patient player. If you make a mistake, he's gonna make you pay for it. So you've got to really be careful when he's stepping on you.
KevDog going for the immediate attack. Demo onto Fly Parker. Boss Alien player was the last man back. They cannot panic. And why in the world would you wait that long? Because Just Staying Alive will end up getting this win in OT.
I think he was out of boost monkey. I think that he literally did not have anything, and I think he needed anything to get some speed there. That is so unfortunate.
Oh, but that will be how the Fat Lady sings, at least in game one very close at the end. It was honestly a 1-goal difference for the majority of the game. Final 30 seconds, the Knights get that goal. But obviously the Thunderbirds holding a little bit of an advantage here, both in shooting and capability to win. Knights, they're keeping up. Maybe it's just the first game. We've seen a lot of these where the first game is a little bit more balanced, and then it starts leaning out towards the one that lost. So I don't think this will be a sweep, though.
No, I think it'll balance out. I think the Thunderbirds do have the better of the two teams. I think that game could have been a 1-0 win if they just make that touch on the goal line and don't let Sergeant Ao wait very patiently, have that touch, and have an empty net. But I don't know. I think this is a very even series. So I think just a couple mistakes, it could go either way.
Los Alien player, I want to see a little bit more out of him. He did go down and get some shots rolling around and a nice setup. But there was just a couple times that Fly Parker missed what could have been a straight line banger. And I know that he wants to be able to kind of come back to that. He has to deal with like a slight bit more lag being from across the pond. But hey, heading towards game number 2.
Over the water.
It's just a little bit stormy here. And hopefully that doesn't cause too much of an issue for either of our teams. Thunderbirds always bring the rain,
Absolutely.
Just staying alive. Was being as good as he was in previous season to now. He has continued. It looks like that we're going to have a reset. I believe. Yes, we're going to reset here. Making sure that we do not continue play. But Sergeant Ao, I don't know if he sees that or not. Regardless, we're resetting. So, go right back to the casting booth.
Hold on, he wants to try to score. Up off the post.
Oh, he nearly got it.
Hold on, wait. He gave up now. He was close.
We're going to reset this server, get things back to normal. Fly Parker, of course, from being across the pond, the Ethernet cord is a little bit longer to connect to the servers. So hopefully it's not too much. They did a whole thing of, trying to make sure that worked out, and who knows if it's affecting everything on that side. We have our RS play-ins tomorrow for the EU, and who knows how things will turn out their way. I'm sure that you guys have been seeing the results forthcoming for a lot of these different teams. And so congratulations to any of you guys that make it into the Rival Series. I know that it's a massive accomplishment for you and your squads to be able to play at that high of a level. We have a few guys that are in our Discord as well that are participating in that. And so I wish you all the best of luck. And if you didn't make it this season, try again. Continue to just persist. Resilience is key. And I know these all sound like catchphrases off of posters with kittens on them. But, I believe in you. So, all right, so we look at this so far. Thunderbirds having the 1-game win. Just Staying Alive was the key playmaker when it came to that success. What do we look on the side of the Knights? Because Bap, he was down there pressuring, just couldn't get anything on. Is there any one person that can create the difference here for their team?
I think if Fly Parker steps up and plays the game that he's able to play, I think that he had a little off game that game. I think that might have been, was that his first game? That's his first game on stream. New into the Discord. It's a little, you're a little nervous. I think that maybe he had a couple, double commits, couple misreads, and I think that if he relaxes, settles in, I think that he could be the difference for the Knights.
I believe that too. And right now we're gonna make sure that everyone is still good to go. It looks like Fly Parker, Bap, and Sergeant Ao are all in their room. They're just trying to make sure that their stuff is not crashing. And after today, we will have one more day for week 1 of the Season 5 Champions Draft Series. It will be the Champion League. We've had the Challenger League today, the Vanguard League. Tomorrow will be the Champion League, starting again at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we generally go till about 8:15. I mean, unless we get a little bit late and have these longer sessions. Sometimes they last an hour, sometimes all of 50, 55 minutes. But we try to stay mostly on time, and so for you guys, we always want to have as many of you be able to join us and enjoy the league as possible. If you have not joined the Discord or not in the know with our community, we've been doing this since the middle of June of 2018, so we're kind of old boys now. I like to, everyone sees this and they're like, oh, Monkey has a suit on, that's weird, but it's fine. J-Rod has been casting with us for a good hot minute now, and his boy Lynx G, one of the best statisticians I know, and to the point that he will do it during college classes. So if you don't think there's people dedicated to this community, well, you're fat wrong. So I don't know, J-Rod, like, you've been playing this game for a hot minute. Is Rocket League still as fun as it has been, or do you think it's gonna get even more fun now that you like changed over to PC?
Now that I have PC, I think that I think there's a lot of things I'm gonna enjoy a little bit more. I mean, I was able on Xbox to do a lot, and I was able to hit GC, and I was able to do all that stuff, and people were like, yeah, if you switch to PC, you'll be better. And I'm like, will you though? And then I literally, this morning when I turned on my PC, and I started driving around and went, oh my God, they're not kidding.
Yeah, it's
the difference is insane.
Now what I want to know is what FPS did you get, or hertz actually, did you get for your...
I'm getting 144 hertz.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's night and day. It is night and day from a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Yeah, you have a lot more lag when it comes
250 frames, 144 hertz. Obviously, the internet connection is whatever the internet connection wants to be. But, 4K, 60 frames per second. I have absolutely no idea what my hertz was. I didn't really pay attention to that on Xbox, so...
Well, hey, you know what? You put in the money, you put in the time, and you'll feel the difference. Well, we're going to see if a difference can be made here as we finally have everyone ready to join up in game number 2. I want to thank everyone for your patience as well as our own. So let's get down there and move into the rest of this series. The Thunderbirds enjoying a Game 1 overtime win. Let's see if Moonji is going to get a little bit more play time. He was one of the few that I was wondering exactly how his style of play will persist, because I've not fully seen him I've seen him play more than just all of 1 or 2 combines. Now, on the back wall, oh, Sergeant Ao. They've decided they're going to get a little bit cheekier, a little bit more swift, getting down towards the Thunderbirds half of the field. Fly Parker, good connection. No one's there. That could have been just bouncing in, and he decided to give up on it. Fly Parker comes in, finds the gap on the defense, and they will be on the board.
He did find the gap. That was a great shot. I think he wanted a little bit harder. I think that just Dalen and I have realized. I think he might have been able to get there, but you almost have to trust it to hit it off the post. And I'm sorry, but I don't trust the post.
Oh, a couple of fakes maybe? I don't trust the post either.
Wasn't calculated.
On the backboard, Thunderbirds playing from behind. This is kind of like a mirror of what occurred in game number 1. That's a dish to KevDog, who will get a nice easy shot, and someone just moon bounced out of the goal and gave KevDog an easy lane to score. That was a setup. Sergeant Ao had to just jump. Oh, he got thrown! Nice kick out by Moonji. That's a team play.
Savage in the chat. What a play by Moonji, just sitting there, and he's like, ooh, this is tempting, and just launches him out of the net.
He just decided to clap the back of his car's cheeks, and that will open up an easy opportunity to score. Fly Parker, that's a good dish, and that's a good score! Oh, that's a give and go. Now this is the scoring I was looking for in game 1.
There's Fly Parker. I mean, a great touch there to go under off the bounce, and Moonji just can't.
All right.
I saw those messages as well.
It's looking that we're going to get maybe a reset after this game, but the game has already begun, and we're going to continue as such. Moonji looking for a clear. And the Thunderbirds apparently suffering from a little bit of technical woes, but still producing at the best as they can. Fly Parker. Oh, leaves it for Boss Alien player, KevDog. Oh, that's a drop-off that could prove fatal. That's a bump, and oh my goodness. Able to come all the way back. Moonji saved that play because there was a great amount of bumps and passing that was going to give the Knights yet another goal. The Knights,
absolutely.
We got to talk about them a second because just like last season, like you guys, they were pretty much winless. They, I think, had the only win from you guys, which ended up being from a sub. So honestly, it wasn't even like the real team. So
yeah, I had that conversation with Boss Alien after that series. Anyways, we had that conversation. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think we should have won, but it's in the past. We move on from it. But at that point, we'll just take the 0-7 and move on."
Hey, you know what? You're one of the only 2 teams to go 0-7 in the league, so that's something. Stat board.
Hey, I've been on the top, and then I've been on the bottom.
Yeah.
We like to be on both sides of the spectrum here in Tsunami.
As the kids say, we started from the bottom, now we have beer. Is that what the kids say?
Oh, well, I've got liquor. Does that count? Rum?
Hey.
Is rum okay? All right, okay.
Liquor's better. All right. Anyway,
Yes.
to the backboard, Moonji finding something open, but even with an open opportunity like that from Just Staying Alive, Sergeant Ao will now be able to dish it out. Moonji by his lonesome. Sergeant Ao looking for a swift give and go, and it was a nice tap, and then just a little from Boss Alien Player will extend this lead by 2. He just literally just came by and went,
That was a great flick. And then Boss Alien sliding in the near post. Any other place, and I think Just Staying Alive coming across would have made that save. That's a great.
Yeah, it would have been a very narrow margin of error for that to get saved, but what a touch.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Boss Alien Player is using the helicopter engine noise.
He is. Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm just making sure I'm not losing my mind because I keep hearing a helicopter, and I'm like,
I unironically love that engine noise, and I unironically am loving the pressure that is coming out from the Knights. Thunderbird is falling asleep. What is going on?
Fly Parker's stepping up. I mean, he's got what? 3 assists, 2 saves, a goal on top of his team. Definitely playing a great game after the first one. I think he got the nerves down, and he's definitely showing that.
Oh,
He can play.
baby. What a setup. If you're going to do the 2-man commit when it comes to the kickoff, you really have to be ready for it. Just Stay Alive, encroaching just a little bit too much. Fly Parker, going to get another one.
It's a great face-off by Boss, just to win it, just slow enough above him, just so Just Staying Alive couldn't play it, and Fly Parker was right there for in a perfect position.
Boss Alien Player, a little bit delayed, I think, was also helping them out. Moonji sends one straight to the sky. KevDog, they have been putting holes in the backboard of this net, but nothing directly at center mass. Oh, KevDog trying to finish it off, and he can't get past the crossbar. It's beyond Just Staying Alive. Thunderbirds, they look lost. They look like the latter or the early half of what the Knights were in game 1. Take away from Moonji. Sergeant Ao can't make connection. We still have 1:10 remaining in this game. And there's just too much in like very central spots and just inaccuracy plaguing the Thunderbirds.
Yes, 100%. They're missing a lot of their touches, and I think that's the key right there. Is just the inaccuracy right now is really hurting them.
Sergeant Ao with a kick out. It's going to be Moonji chasing it on downfield. KevDog there first, and he has no boost, so it's going to be a one-man adventure. Boss Alien Player winning that 50. Fly Parker from the midfield line. Sergeant Ao is going to hold down the back line defensively. Cannot make the connection. They get within 3, but that's 40 seconds.
I think that there's time, but what a hit. I mean, just to get the speed, just to beat Sergeant Ao going up for that ball, and at that point, that's just not net. There's nothing Fly Parker can do to get back to that.
Yeah, it was just beyond his front bumper. Like honestly, as soon as he saw how high that shot was, he went straight to the sky, and he still couldn't get there. Fly Parker and the Knights really coming back into their own, able to utilize that reset. And there's gonna be another reset forthcoming because they have requested it to be so.
You get 1 request per team, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we already used one because, and so they're lucky that we didn't have to do any kind of timer on that one. A kill by Boss Alien Player, Sergeant Ao. They came out to play. Fly Parker said, hey, you know what? It's okay. Brexit didn't affect me. I'm still here. And they are just putting on a wonderful offensive show that will ultimately take game 2. And the Thunderbirds and the Knights tied up 1-1 in this series.
Definitely a really good showing from the Knights, and obviously we're doing another reset, so the momentum might not be just like we saw with the casuals. That soft reset might prove very well.
Looks like that we're going to be getting a reset forthcoming. Make sure that we get to see all these stats as we get through this. And thank you guys again as we attempt to end our day. We're just in game number 2. We're going to be heading towards game number 3. We're guaranteed 4 at this point in time because of the, because of a few of these delays. It's going to be the same info, by the way, for you guys. I know that you guys already know how it works. But if you're brand new to our system, we are opening applications for the Vanguard and the Challenger Leagues. Vanguard League is C2 to C3. and the Challenger League is C1 all the way down to D1, and that will allow for you to be put into the free agency so that you can be picked up. These guys are going to be opening up the trade season for each of their franchises and each of their teams after this week 1 completes. So midnight, I guess Sunday morning, will be when the Vanguard can start picking up new members if they want to trade between teams or if they want to go directly to the free agency. Same thing, the Challenger League is already open, so I encourage you, if you want to join in with us, please do so. We love having extra players, and it allows us to have full and complete teams. We're just waiting for 2 more people, and we're going to get right back into this series. Looks like they already are back, so good old resets. So, coming into this, what do you think is going to happen? Who are you putting your money on to get this game to advantage?
Knights.
Just straight up Knights?
Yes. I think that Fly Parker's stepped up, and I think that the rotations look really, really good between the 3 of them. And I think I'm seeing some good things.
Oh, buddy! A Boss Alien player has a little bit of a task to do. Oh, man, okay. Sarneo needs to be a little bit more patient, because I think Boss was going to be trying to work on something and may have set him up. Kevdog. Car change. He is no longer in the Batmobile. He's not feeling that long flat car mentality. He's going to go for a more standard octane. That's a ceiling touch pass off the backboard, and Boss Alien player there just a little too soon.
He almost got it himself there. That'd have been awesome.
Oh, Sarneo trying to play frisky, and that one was challenged by Just Staying Alive. Both these teams playing with a little bit more ferocity off the backboard. Now is a poor position, though, by the next man up. Just Staying Alive, trying to put it outwards into the midfield, and that will not end up occurring. Moonji is taken away. Fly Parker puts a shot on and tries to put the rest of the pressure. Boss Alien player looking for a feed, but it will go all the way back on defense. Now Moonji. An early attempt, Just Staying Alive. Oh, he may get a little bit better of a chance here. Can't delay your attacks for too long. The Knights, first minute and a half, able to survive the onslaught from the Thunderbirds, and the Thunderbirds doing the same.
Yeah, it's been back and forth Rocket League. I don't think either of these teams had a big issue. I think that maybe Sergeant waited for Boss Alien to make that double tap. I'm not sure if that would have ended up being a goal or not, but it's been a pretty even back and forth game right now.
Whenever you're looking at both these teams and the previous dominating performances we had from the Nova and from the Mob, where do you rank these guys versus those top 2 contenders?
Looking at the Nova and the Mob?
Yeah, Nova, Mob, and then both of these teams weighing against them. Would either have a chance?
Mob is number 1, and no, neither of them have a chance against the Mob. Against the Nova, I would think that what I'm watching from the Knights right now, I think they'd have a pretty good. It'd be a really good series. Thunderbirds, I don't know. I haven't seen consistent enough play for me to be like, yes. Yeah, it's just been too inconsistent for me.
It's a pretty hot and cold venture right now. Oh, what a follow that nearly found money. Same one, good defensive response. Sergeant Ayo trying to dish it to the backboard and back down. It's going to be Fly Parker. No, Boss Alien player is going to be there first. Trying to put the big smack with the big bap. Fly Parker. He goes for that late challenge, and Moonji gets it past him, but now Thunderbird is stuck in their cage for all of a second. Kevdog trying to doink it forward, but not having any of that. Fly Parker, no boost. Instead, goes for a front post rotation that can be costly. But he is now going to leave it for Sergeant Ayo. So far, 0-0 game win here will be a match point advantage for whichever team takes it. And that's going to be the first goal. Pops out of existence. Kevdog, you could see that one coming from a mile away because it just seems like everyone was out of boost.
No one's really in position to defend that back wall. Kevdog was already up in the air before Sergeant Ayo, I think, even read it. I don't even think there was a chance. It's a great shot by Kevdog reading that double, though.
All you have to do is get a little aerial superiority. Sergeant Ayo went from the top corner, baiting up Just Staying Alive. Kevdog, though, with a great read. Going for that late doink attempt again. Moonji. If anything, Moonji's playing as the middleman between Kevdog and Just Staying Alive. Fly Parker burning through everything in his tank. The Knights, they need to find something in a hurry. Good read from the floor. Nice bounce. No one's really there except for Fly Parker. These 2v1s, they're not really taking advantage. They can start going for a little bit more in the demo/bump game, but not really trying to do that too much. I guess maybe they're just... Oh, man. Okay, well, there we go. I mean, it was on the opposite side of the field. Let's be real.
I know, it's just kind of funny. It's just, I swear it's Caster's Curse all the time. It's like, oh yeah, we need to see more physical play. Bang.
Bang.
Okay, well, they must have been listening. Oh my.
Moonji able to get one here. A little bit of an issue. Looks like just, that should have been a touch. Sergeant AO was not being pressured, not challenged. Moonji was coming, but he did not need to rush that ball.
Oh, absolutely. I think that Sergeant AO just got demoed by Moonji too. I think he might have been out of, you know, composure there. So that might have caused some issues, but still, the physical play reaps some benefits there.
Opposite side of the field, Kev Dog leaving it. Fly Parker ends up advancing it towards his half. Down 2, 30 seconds remaining. This could be a little bit too late for the Knights to try and respond. Good news is that this series is not overly decided just yet. Sergeant AO drop down, coming from the ceiling. So, oh my goodness, what a defensive posture from Moonji. Able to save the day, save against that play, and he keeps the scoreline as such. 10 seconds left. Sergeant AO, he's gonna need to rally his Knights and get them defending the crown. The storm has been brewing, and the advantage lies with the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, no, definitely. They definitely played the better game there. I think that the casual. Oh goodness, not the casuals. The Knights. It was a long night last night, Monkey. But the
I can
Knights,
tell.
I think had a rough game. Oh yeah, it was a long night. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so
We were up till about 7 a.m.
hey, same.
Oh yeah, you did message me at 6 in the morning.
I did.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, it's now starting to add up. Yeah, that makes sense.
We're all tired over here. All right, there's no excuses. I understand it though. I understand. All right, so going to this next game, we have Thunderbirds really just came back to form. Maybe that reset definitely helped them out, and that the Knights were just able to take advantage in game number 2. But there was also a lot of saves that had to happen. Moonji collecting at least 3 out of those 5, and honestly, this is still a 50-50 shot as to who is going to taking the crown here. So I don't know. I think Knights can force a game 5. We've had multiple game 5s. In fact, except for one really solid shellacking of a plus 14 point differential, it's been. I mean, you're never gonna live that down, Ninjas. You were so good last season.
Yeah.
You got slapped, just absolutely slapped.
Man, we're gonna go into like week 5. My favorite moment was the 14 goals shellacking in 3 games. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Just absolutely destroyed. But right now, to weather the storm, the Knights, they're gonna have to find their rubber-soled boots and get out there and try and attack these birds. Thunderbirds trying to put the Thunder Choke into play against the Knights. Sergeant AO, quick give, back to himself. Oh, nice win on that 50. I want to see more out of Sergeant AO and Boss Alien Player. What really allowed them to work was getting in there, disrupting the back line of the Thunderbirds. And they were able to make their offense shine in a hurry with all that speed over Kev Dog. Kev Dog, maybe that car switch was paramount to their position to win. Coming from the 45, this should be a dish out over to Sergeant AO. Sergeant AO now advancing. It will return back to the striped area of the pitch. Boss Alien Player is going to try and steal some boost. Gets nothing for his efforts. And now Fly Parker has to get there for a save. What a calculated double touch between both these players. So far, outside the first minute, in just a moment, haven't really seen anyone with an advantage. Andy apparently has now made a rival series. So congrats to his team, Stromboli. If you don't know, he is one of the players within our community on the champion level Knights. So congrats to him for making the rivals. Sergeant AO with the toss. Comes off the back wall. Boss Alien Player with a kick down. Moonji rotating back. So far, this is just a matter of breakaways between these two teams and who's going to be able to make it past that final goal line.
I think one goal is going to decide this game.
Just absolutely one goal?
We're just one goal. Just un goal.
Uno golo. I wonder what goal is in Spanish. Someone look it up. Goal in Spanish. Is it just goal? Because I know
it's Golazo.
I think
it's Golazo.
It's Golazo? Oh, Kev Dog! And Fly Parker goes for the steal anyway. That almost turned out bad as Kev Dog pointed his nose downward. But Boss Alien Player with the win here. They end up getting that first goal.
Oh, I think he stole it. Well, actually, I'm not sure if he might have actually, Kev Dog might have actually stopped it.
I'm telling you, that one was going in. That was a steal.
A little bit.
Nice. They put the sword to the bird. That's a couple demos. Hot nature right now as Thunderbird's trying to strike with lightning and fury. Fly Parker running straight at these guys. Kev Dog unable to get to Moonji, who is waiting in the wings. Now just staying alive with the turn. Gonna get bumped, but he stays with his composure. Sergeant AO backwards. I never like to see that. I don't like seeing someone throw that gear in reverse. Lateral pass into the paint. Has anything changed, honestly, between either of these teams? Are their stratagem any different? Because it just seems like it's just the same thing, just one being more efficient at it in different games.
Yeah, I think there's just more consistency. I don't think either team has completely been like, we need to completely change our stuff. Oh, okay, maybe more demos by the Thunderbirds. I don't know. But there's just more consistency by.
Oh!
So it wasn't one goal. I lied.
All right. Well, maybe decided by one goal.
Oh well then let's make it that. That sounds good.
Boss Alien Player, he had already turned out from the goal instead of burying himself halfway into the goal to wait. And so he was just a little bit caught out on that shot. And all you got to do is toss something to the back line. Just staying alive from his own backboard. Fly Parker not making the connection. Just staying alive. Looking for a demo, a bump, anything. Boss Alien Player having to wait on Sergeant Neo. And Fly Parker gets in the way. Sergeant Neo continues to dribble. He's on his front hood and he's slowed down momentum shift. What the heck was that?
I have no idea, but it worked.
Yeah,
Whatever it was, that worked.
He was bobsledding. Just weird. Whatever you got to do, man. Kev Dog, toss over to Moonji, but it will be intercepted now by Sergeant AO. The Knights trying to go to Game 5. And they have to win in OT or regulation. 1:10 remaining. This one lateral. Boss Alien Player with the pitch, but it will go really high. That would have been a very good shooting up. Fly Parker trying to get back to it. And the Knights, they've postured themselves on the forward end of the Thunderbirds' nesting area to the backboard. Over to Sergeant AO. That back wall becoming very well infested by Knights, but no one's there on defense. Fly Parker with a save. Comes out from the post. Kev Dog letting come all the way back. He's going to bank on just staying alive to make the right decision, but Fly Parker there with a challenge. Kev Dog, captain of the Thunderbirds, trying to lead them onward to victory. Boss Alien, nice toss to Fly Parker. He responds. It comes off his undercarriage, though, will be soft. 20 seconds left, and the Thunderbirds, they've survived yet another siege. Coming from the low side corner. Fly Parker to himself. Boss Alien Player has been caught yet again in a backwards precarious position. This could be a breakaway. Sergeant AO has to get there in time, but he will bump aside. That's a long one. This could still be a shot. It will be up. Fly Parker set it up for the Thunderbirds. Kev Dog to the corner. It will die.
Oh goodness, you just let the ball hit the ground. Don't give your team a heart attack. Goodness.
Boss Alien Player, he's going to be up on that wall, but he will not be able to cut off Moonji's clear. Fly Parker, no, Sergeant AO! Dropping right back into the thick of things. Oh my, that's a very immediate pass. Just kind of softly handed from your back door. Is anyone back on defense? It will be Boss Alien Player with that flat car sneaking away. Just staying alive. He makes a save. Sergeant AO. It comes to the ceiling. Dropping back down. Who's going to challenge? It will be Boss. Will be Sergeant. Another one over to Boss Alien Player, and it goes wide.
Oh my goodness. The
what?
Shots
That's not quite.
They just weren't on net. Like, oh my goodness, how many shots do you have that don't go on net? If you put one of those on net, I think you might walk away with the win and go to game 5.
Sargeneo turning the corner. Fly Parker and the Knights now having to hold up the shields. That's a wide shot, nearly making it around the post. But defense holding strong for the Knights. Their armor polished, yet dirty, with the resistance and resilience of the Thunderbirds. A bump on the Kev Dog. It's going to be Just Staying Alive, trying to get it clear now as Moonji has to rotate back. Fly Parker, no boost. That's a good clear. Sargeneo, he's going to go forward post and force Boss Alien Player to make the turn. And now the Knights are going to slow it down. No steal, but he's got to work on those dribbles. Honestly, that's an easy read and something that you're going to feed to the Thunderbirds like that. Ooh.
Oh, if he continued his movement, if he kept going, Sergeant Ale gave him a gift.
It was there. The Knights, they have been in every possible situation to win at this point. Moonji, good 50. That keeps ball on the forward half towards the Knights. Kev Dog trying to turn the corner. Fly Parker holding his ground. We're nearly 2 minutes into overtime. The Knights trying to make it back to game 5. Boss Alien Player, that's all the way downfield. Kev Dog dropping it to the corner. That's a sideways position. Off the wall. Rolling. Another save by Moonji, and it is getting physical out there. The Knights, they cannot be slow. Just Staying Alive, looking for something good to go, but it will not happen. Kev Dog, Boss Alien Player. He just has to get there. Sargeneo, he missed. That was an open net. 2 players just against one another. Another gift forthcoming, but Kev Dog with the takeaway, and now may be able to cause some tears from the Knights to be poured as they go to the backboard. Coming in, Just Staying Alive. Coming out to the backside corner. Moonji looking for anything out of the Thunderbirds, but neither side can finish this game.
Oh, it's tough. You gotta hit your shots.
Oh, coming straight down. Sargeneo, he's gonna drop it, and they went for the pre-jump. Sargeneo will send us to game 5 just under 3 minutes in overtime.
He got bumped. Fly Parker goomba'd him as Moonji was jumping up, put him off his angle, and Sargent with a great drop to put that in.
What a game. What a game. That game should have been finished multiple times, to be honest. The Knights had it so many different times, and they still ended up getting it. What gave the advantage here? Because they were a lot of press on the offense, 10-5 in the way of shots. And so they really were given much more time and chances to just get down there and start gunslinging at their net. And I think the only thing that really kept the Thunderbirds in it was inaccuracy from the Knights.
Yeah, no, I think the Knights could have easily put that away a long time ago. But I think the Thunderbirds missed on a couple opportunities as well. I think that game was just a bunch of miscues all added up. And, yeah, finally a good touch, and we can move on to game 5, but goodness.
Game number 5, forthcoming. They have to keep the momentum. Actually, Thunderbirds have to gain some momentum. Knights have to recover some momentum. They were just shooting left, right, center, chucking it at everyone. Bumps were going around. It was chaos. It was like Michael Bay directing a movie based on Rocket League. It was fantastic. Final game of the day. Last series of the day for the Vanguard League in week 1. Hope you've been enjoying it. Remember to tip your waitresses. Maybe go out there, be nice to each other, and tell everyone about the FLG, because this season 5 is going down right now. Boss Alien Player from the back corner. This is a brand new set. Nothing matters. 1 goal. Oh my goodness, it will go in. Kev Dog sneaks his way past the defense. 10 seconds and the Thunderbirds have the lead.
That's a great pass by Just Staying Alive. Now the odds, I was betting on the post to just absolutely destroy their hopes and dreams and the ball get launched out of the net. But like, that's just me. That's just what happens to me all the time.
You feel for that?
I feel the post gets the best of me.
Ooh.
Great save by Kev Dog coming across.
Great defensive rotation. Kev Dog, oh boy, he's just gonna take on the whole team himself. Says, you know what, that's 2 to go. Wins 1 here, takes it away from Boss Alien Player. Fly Parker just has to take a better line of defense because he just goes directly at where the ball was and not where it's going to go.
I think Fly Parker thought he had way more time than that. I mean, he went so quick to that ball. That's... Ooh. Is he going to do it himself? Oh, I was going to say,
Boss Alien looking for a double, and the defense right now for the Thunderbirds is just nuts. From the high ceiling, oh my goodness! Another opportunity loss. The Knights, if they are going to be anything, they're going to be their own worst enemy. That one was going to be difficult, but it was doable. Fly Parker, it was being a pass from Sergeant Ayo. Low side corner now as Boss Alien player is trying to chase after him. The Knights looking for anything. Again with the slow play. Sergeant Ayo is going to get punished for that every single time. We saw it in Season 4. Season 5, it has not changed. Double commit on defense. He's going to get to the midfield line, but Boss Alien player is already pre-jumping to try and get there. Sidewall. Thunderbirds, what have they changed between games 4 and 5 to be able to have this better advantage right now?
They're not missing their opportunities. They're playing a really quick rotation. Everyone knows their position. Haven't seen many mistakes out of them. They have the boost. They're doing really good, like boost conservation. They're doing a really good job on it. And Kevdog's popping off.
He is. He's able to get that early goal. And they're just, oh my goodness, that one. Oh, you gotta
And misses from the
feel.
casuals.
From the casuals?
And misses from the casuals, yeah, because gotta hit that.
Might as well be. They were able to dish up all the good stuff in game 4. Couldn't do it in game 5.
Yeah,
at
I
least
meant
for
the
the time
Knights.
being. Yeah, I know it.
Casuals.
I know you said
I
it.
don't know why. I don't know why.
You're just kind of used to the casuals being the casuals. Sergeant Ayo, wow! Saving it from the interior side underneath his crossbar. Kevdog has a hat trick. And the Thunderbirds have decided, you know what? This is the time. This is the moment. Just Staying Alive just dished it up, and Sergeant Ayo dodge rolled away from the ball.
Now, were they just waiting to game 5 to put this on, or what?
I don't know. It just seems like they had this in their back corner the whole
Yeah, it
time.
seems like they had it in their back pocket, and they're like, you know what? Now we're going to start playing. Hold on.
This has been a swing of momentum, though, because every single time that the Knights won, it was very well decided. Every single time the Thunderbirds won, same thing. So it's just a matter of who is going to be proficient in their showcase that time. Fly Parker going for a demo. Sergeant Ayo being far too slow of it on his nose. What a shot coming over. That's a set to the backboard. Sergeant Ayo trying to pre-flip. And again, clears and defense from the Thunderbirds. Kevdog is going to go for a bump. Maybe play as decoy. Moonji with the drop-off, looking over to Just Staying Alive. Kevdog in that midfield line, and Sergeant Ayo streaking away with it. Still down by 4, but if they can get in the way and start really making these off touches work for them, there's still a chance. Still plenty of time. 2 minutes remaining. But it is a long uphill battle, and these Thunderbirds, they're looking to improve massively.
Yeah, you've got to start going now. You've got to get a goal every 30 seconds at this point. You've got to start moving. That's even including a 0-second ball, keeping it in the air. You know, not messing around with it. It's just, they're in a tough spot right now.
Just Staying Alive puts it to the backboard. It's going to be Kevdog as well. And the Thunderbirds, oh, I don't know if that was meant to happen, but Fly Parker, what a save by him, comes right off of the wall. A minute and a half remaining, down 4. Sergeant Ayo, Fly Parker, Boss Alien player. They came into this red hot with a lot of momentum on their side, but the Thunderbirds showing true resilience to not care and to just completely wipe the slate clean. Sidewall will get cleared one more time past the midfield line. 65 seconds left. Thunderbirds, they will cement this game. That is 5 up, and there is no way that the Knights are going to come back.
Yep, it's over. I hate to say it, but I mean, 5 goals in a minute is really tough. It's just that, I mean, there's a chance. I'm not saying there isn't, but oh boy, is it tough. 5 face-off goals. Can they pull it off?
Downfield, I don't think they can. That was going to take a very long time for any of this to develop. Now they're just sending one at a time. They don't even need to do anything but hold defense. Moonji just chilling. You see him like hopping around in his own net, just kind of hanging out down there. He's having a good time. He realized this is vacation time for him. A bump aside, Fly Parker, Sergeant AO. They're gonna commit into the same lane because why not? Moonji's gonna try and just do it fancy. He ends up just dropping it. And you know what, Moonji, clap to you because you just kind of made everyone look silly.
Now, that's all calculated right there, folks. All Ooh, wow.
Beautiful. This is Rocket
Yikes.
League.
This is Rocket League. And it's definitely now over.
6 up. Less than 30 seconds remaining. The Knights, they came back into this series with just, they knew how to attack the Thunderbirds, and it didn't matter. Just something about the Thunderbirds, they were able to just kind of hold true to their, I mean, look at that. Look at that defense. Oh, cannot find a way past. And we're going to have to see more from them going into week 2. But congratulations to the Thunderbirds. Totally demolishing the Knights, their hopes, their dreams. The castle's sieged and has been taken over by these thunderous birds. Just Staying Alive will kick it away, and that is a 3-2 Game 5 win.
Yeah, no, it was a great game by the Thunderbirds. They definitely stepped up. I think they were saving it for this game. Like, all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We should now win.
It's our time. There's no reason for us not to win.
Yeah, and then they did it. They won. So good for them. Congratulations.
You
Get your
did it,
first
you
win.
doers. You just went out there and you slapped them. You really told them how it was.
First win of the season.
But yeah, Thunderbirds, they hadn't won yet, had they?
Yup.
Oh, my goodness. I believe the Knights are also currently
truly
winless.
made sure that they were winless going into the series.
is that right? That's
I think we 3-0'd them.
oof. Well, hey, you know, that's a good bounce back. Showing
It is. Oh, absolutely. It's a great bounce back.
I believe that's actually why I chosen them to lose, because I saw that utter domination that you guys were able to kind of dish out to them. So, color me surprised, Thunderbirds. You did fantastic. Knights, a lot of work to come back to and a lot of work to kind of stand up and deal with. But we've had a lot of good Rocket League today. Nova able to take out the casuals in Game 5, even though they pretty much dominated the majority of that game. The Mob, plus 14, 15 goals in 3 games sweep over the Ninjas. And the Thunderbirds able to come out true, defend the nest, and take over Manfield and dominating the whole way through. I want to thank J-Rod and Leaks G for being with me today. You guys were able to come in clutch and assist with our casting. You guys, if you don't already know them, hit exclamation point casters. You can go to their Twitter. Actually, I don't have links, but you can hit them up in the Discord. Not part of that already, make sure you hit up the link within our chat. I know that you guys have had a fantastic time with us, and I've had one with you. Actually, no one bet on this game, so you know what? No one gets any of those points. But
Dang.
we look forward to week 2 of the Vanguard League next Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern again. But we're not done with the weekend yet. One more stream to go, 6 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, as we have Champion League. It's the final 3 matches for week 1 play. Everyone that made the rival series, congrats. You deserve it. We have one of them in our Discord, so if you want to go harass Andy with his success, go on at him and tell him GG's. For everyone else, thank you so much for being with us. Final thoughts at all, J-Rod?
Make sure you come back next week and show up tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a fun one.
It's definitely going to be amazing. You get to see a little bit more high-octane action. However, we're going to head off for the night. Thank you guys again. It's been a pleasure, and we will head on out.